Hey, it's JFE for my friends at LD Smith Plumbing. If you've ever dealt with a flooded basement, you know it's more than a mess. It's an insurance nightmare. A sump pump can save you big time. Now through the end of August, Lance and his team are taking $850 off sump pump systems. That's way cheaper than water damage. Don't wait for the next downpour to find out you needed one. Call 317-927-7186. That's ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Are almost starting here a bit early.
When you look at things, Indiana 4 games over 500 for the first time since September of 2015, I believe. As I mentioned in the opening segment, they're 7-2 in their last 9. They have the longest winning streak right now in the WNBA. What's been the biggest difference for them in this last 9 games or so, in your estimation?
Yeah, well, especially here recently without Caitlin in the lineup, it seems like everyone just kind of get more comfortable again with their roles, and everyone collectively stepping up, and even, new pieces like Chloe Bibby with her outside shooting, what she's brought here in the last few games, and Ari McDonald continuing to step up back into a starting role. So it's not like one specific player, one specific aspect of their game has revolutionized, but just everyone contributing and getting a little bit better.
And that first matchup on June the 24th, the Fever win 94-86. Is there anything from that game you can take from it and apply to this game today?
Right, and one of the differences is that Caitlin did play in that game, even though it wasn't one of her typical shooting performances. But, from that one, the Fever really, after a battle in the first half, they broke loose in the third quarter. I think one thing that's just going to be interesting to monitor here today is what the energy level for both teams is like very early on, between the Fever having the long travel to get out here and then the Storm coming off that gut punch double overtime loss late Friday night. So I think it'll be interesting to see early on, who's able to come out sharp and provide more energy.
That's John Nolan. He'll have the call with Bria Goss here shortly on The Fan in less than 10 minutes of the Indiana Fever and the Seattle Storm. 5 games in total on the slate today for the WNBA. 1 game going on right now 3 minutes ago out in Connecticut, and it finally looks like the Liberty are going to get back in the win column, snapping that 4-game losing streak. They are ahead 82-68, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Sabrina Ionescu with a double-double. She's got 33 points and 11 rebounds. We'll touch on the other games in the post-game coverage, but we've got to get out to Climate Pledge Arena. It's time for the Indiana Fever and the Seattle Storm on The Fan.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more at the grand opening of the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com.
Cover me!
When it came to setting them up for a bright future, Indiana Tech did more for these graduates than they ever imagined.
It helped me land my dream job and continue to serve people.
It put me in a position to help others reach their potential.
It gave me the background and the confidence to keep aiming higher.
It gave me a platform to help make a difference for others.
With flexible online classes, personalized support to help you succeed, over 100 high-quality career-focused certificates, and degrees in in-demand fields like business, healthcare, engineering, criminal justice, information technology, cybersecurity, and more.
I earned a Master's of Business Administration and Marketing.
I completed my Bachelor's of Business Administration and my MBA, Master's of Business Administration.
I was able to graduate with my Bachelor's of Science and Computer Engineering.
Isn't it time to see what Indiana Tech can do for you?
There's no better time than now.
Learn more at online.indianatech.edu.
Registration for the next class session ends August 15th.
We need each other because every someone needs someone else.
We need each other because when we work together, we can do so much more.
We connect more children with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. And that's what Child Fund is all about.
Because when you make someone's world better, you make everyone's world better.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
Learn more at childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep
high
breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This is the exclusive radio home of the Indiana Fever.
WIBC HD2, W298BB, WIBC HD3, W228CX, Indianapolis.
It's time for Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
The hottest team in the WNBA is in Seattle today as the Fever visit the Storm at Climate Pledge Arena. It's Indiana, winners of 4 in a row, tied for 5th in the W standings at 16-12 on the season against Seattle, also 16-12, tied for 5th. Hi, everyone, and a very pleasant Sunday afternoon to you. Thanks so much for tuning in with the former Miss Basketball, Bria Goss. I'm John Nolan, our engineer here on site, Brenna Rogers, while Eddie Garrison, who you heard from pregame, now our producer, back in Indy. Just a couple minutes or so away from the opening tip. Second of 3 matchups between the Fever and the Storm this season. Indiana won here back in June with Caitlin Clark. Different look now, but how about these results here lately, Bria?
Man, it has been so fun to watch, and I know we started this long trip just a couple days ago, and we have quite a few more days to go, but it's always more fun when we win, and I think they're getting it done on both sides of the ball, especially that defensive side, as Coach Steph White and this team have been extremely disruptive on the defensive end, making sure their stars don't get to their sweet spots or really struggle throughout the game. They might still go off, but they got to work hard to go off here. So I really, really like how they're sharing the ball, moving without the ball on offense, pushing the pace on offense. So if they continue these things, I think it's going to be huge in this upcoming game to get this one tonight. Right,
and started this season-long 4-game road trip back on Friday at Dallas, won 88-77. Even though afterwards, head coach Stephanie White said she felt like her team still wasn't as consistent as they're striving for. So right. Following Friday night's game, flew up here to the Pacific Northwest. Meanwhile, the Storm were at home here on Friday night, and they had a gut punch loss against the LA Sparks, 108-106 in double overtime. They nearly won that game in regulation. Rakia Jackson for LA tied it up. And then, again, they ultimately lost by 2, and they only used 8 players in that game. So we'll see what kind of legs they have here today. Fever starters take the court, and their navy and gold uniforms. Seattle at home wearing white. Doppler, the furry, fuzzy mascot for the Storm, marches across the logo at midcourt, where Aaliyah Boston will jump things up. Our officials today led by the crew chief, Eric Bruton, with Marcy Williams and Kelsey Reynolds. By the way, as we touched on, Caitlin Clark still out with the right groin injury. Our injury report is presented by Ortho Indy, the official orthopedic partner of the Indiana Fever. So now it's Noelle Quinn's team out on the court. They're posing. I thought they were going to pose for a photo. They're actually just huddling up. From the bench across the way from us, we're coming to you from the concourse level here at this building that originally opened way back in 1962, although it's been transformed quite a bit over the years. Most recently in 2021, when the NHL's Seattle Kraken moved in here too. This place holds 18,300 for basketball. It is not a sellout here tonight, but still a pretty strong crowd as the ball is tipped. And we're underway. Ari McDonald dives for a loose ball, and it's immediately a jump ball with Nneka Ogwumike. And they will wind up jumping it up still at the center court logo on top of the green and gold Storm logo. And features the Space Needle and the center. Ball in the air, and this time a mismatch because Nneka is 6'2" against the 5'6" McDonald.
And
so
she tried it, though.
Yeah.
She got up a little bit.
Skylar Diggins, the Hoosier native, and the Storm attacking the basket on the right side. Ogwumike shooting over Boston left baseline. Air balls it too strong, and the Fever have the rebound. Ari playing point across the dark green line at midcourt. Guarded tightly by the former Fever guard, Erica Wheeler. Pass over to Kelsey Mitchell on the right wing. Nice ball movement. Tosh, middle of the paint, puts it in. 2-0 Fever, 25 seconds through.
Yeah, it talks about the way that this Fever team just does a great job sharing the basketball.
And now it's Howard with a steal on defense. Bounce pass ahead to McDonald, surging down the floor, lays it in on the right side. And the Fever score the first 4 here in the opening minute.
Gotta get down on both sides of the ball, baby.
Howard coming off of her 7th double-double of the season in Dallas on Friday, one of her former teams. She won a couple of titles here in Seattle. Banners for those hanging above the basket on the right side, where Ogwumike shoots from the left elbow, in and out. Boarded by Boston. Kick ahead left sideline, McDonald. Dishes to AB, left wing, give and go. Extra from Ari looking for Tosh. That one picked off by Gabby Williams, who leads the W in steals. Wheeler downhill from the right wing, explodes through traffic and lays it in off glass. 4-2. Fever have the lead and the ball. 90 seconds gone by. Half-court offense for Indiana on the left side. It's Mitchell, right wing. 4th leading scorer in the W at nearly 20 points a game. Lobs it right elbow. AB sends it. Ari, left wing 3. Front rim, no. Rebound, Williams for Seattle. She brings the ball down the court. Hesitation, top of the arc. Now driving left. Banker off glass is good. And that ties it up at 4, 2 minutes in.
That was tough. There was a wide open Sophie Cunningham in the corner for that extra pass. Is what we've seen in this Fever run.
Now it's Howard going high-low with Boston right blocking a foul on Seattle. One thing to keep in mind here today is that Storm head coach Noelle Quinn was, let's just say, not a happy camper with the officiating in their game on Friday. She had some choice words for the fact that Skylar Diggins played more than 40 minutes and did not attempt a free throw. While for the season, she's up there across the league, getting to the line at a high rate.
Right.
Howard driving left baseline and then fumbles the ball. It's a steal for the Storm. Seattle left to right. Wheeler across the Climate Pledge Arena logo in bright green on the right wing. Working on the left side. Williams guarded by McDonald. Driving left perimeter at the elbow. Changing directions. Kicks right corner. Catch and shoot 3 is good. Ezi Agbagor from the right corner. And a Fever down 7-4. Mitchell, left wing, sends it right side. Howard, bounce pass, right block, Boston, and she's fouled on the floor by Ogwumike. And credit her for that last 3, by the way.
Yeah, that was
3 rather than 13 with 7:18 on the first quarter clock, and it's a 7-0 run for the Storm.
Yeah, just the shooter's roll there for Ogwumike.
More than 7,000 points in her career, 6th most in WNBA history. Kelsey Mitchell, top 10 in W history in threes made. Misses from the right wing. Offensive rebound. She passes to Howard, who banks it in rim right. 7-6. Fever down 1 as AB has a steal. Boston right to left finds Mitchell. Right wing tees up a 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Boston reset with McDonald. Right sideline in front of the Fever bench. Starts to probe. Now passes left wing. Mitchell driving into the paint. Runner no, but a foul. And it'll be 2 free throws for Kelsey with 6:48 on the first quarter clock. And the Fever down 7-6.
Yeah, man, it's so important to follow your shot. I mean, I know they teach us that at such a young age. As soon as you shoot that ball, instead of kind of taking a few steps back, you want to start sprinting to the rim to see if you can get a hand on that ball, which is exactly what Kelsey Mitchell did possession prior.
And it's surprising Seattle. They have a pretty tall front line. First free throw is Swish for Kelsey, who shoots at 76% there on the season. But despite having height with Magmagor at 6'4", Agumake at 6'2". They've got Dominique Malonga coming off the bench, the rookie at 6'6". They're towards the bottom of the league when it comes to rebounding.
Yeah, and even Gabby, who has the tendency and the strength to go down there and bang with the big girls as well.
Yeah, Williams at 5'11". Mitchell makes the second free throw. Seattle left to right. Magmagor in the paint, backing down Howard. Turnaround shot. Good. 9-8. Lead going back and forth. Fever down with the ball right to left. McDonald across the logo. 6:25 to go. Opening quarter. Boston, top of the key. Angling right. Backing down Magmagor. Gets into the paint. Passes left block. Howard reverse layup. Good off glass. Pretty pass by AB. Nice finish by Tosh. And it's the Fever in front 10-9, almost 4 minutes through. Number 4 for Seattle. Diggins at the foul line. Passes right wing. Catch and shoot for Agumake. Misses to the right. Rebound Fever. Indiana right to left. McDonald gets a screen from Boston towards the left corner. Doubled. Bounce pass into the paint. Traffic. Loose ball. McDonald dives for it. Shovel pass Howard. She can't catch it. Wheeler comes away with it for the Storm. Great hustle, though, by Airy, who now tries to D up Wheeler, who passes into the right corner. Agumake. Skip pass. Williams, top of the key. Fires a three. Off to the right. Rebound AB. 5:30 to go. First quarter. Fever up 10-9. Mitchell, left perimeter, guarded by Wheeler, starts to go left, gets grabbed, no call, passes left side, McDonald for three, a brick, and a rebound for Diggins. Schuyler with their head up, the Notre Dame alum, touchdown pass, and then the layup missed by Wheeler. Another rebound for Aaliyah. Kick ahead, right sideline, Tosh. Next whistle could bring a stoppage as Cunningham drives right baseline and banks it in. Sophie was quiet here early on, but gets loose there on the cut. 12-9 Fever, now more than midway through the first quarter.
Man, so much good basketball has been played just during that stretch, and I love the 4-5 connection, but getting Sophie Cunningham involved was a good idea, too.
Wheeler between the rings, lob pass, left side. Diggins driving baseline on McDonald. Kiss off the glass is good. 12-11. Fever up by one, going right to left. McDonald's right wing. Veers towards the top of the key. Sends it right side. Cunningham floats a pass. Right block Boston. Bounce pass in the paint. Howard again. Doesn't have the hands for it. Wheeler takes it away the other way. Up to Williams. Lefty layup is good. 13-12. Fever trail. 4:20 to go. First quarter. Like a seesaw here, back and forth. Already a couple of ties and 5 lead changes. Mitchell near Steph White, right wing. Jabs, drives, fakes a pass, misses a layup. Rebound Williams for the Storm. 6 minutes through. Fever down 13-12. Williams lollipops a pass to Magmagor. The post up high on the left. To Diggins, right arc, guarded by Mitchell. Triple threat. Scans, starts to go at the foul line. Mitchell reaches in, has a steal. However, a foul called, and it leads us to our first break in the action with 3:48 to go in the first quarter, and the Fever trailing the Storm in Seattle 13-12. So you're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey fans, Sophie Cunningham here. If you have private student loan debt and are behind or even in default, you gotta call my friends at YRefi. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. And YRefi does not care what your credit score is. Just give them a call at 888-YRefi-34. That's 888-YRefi-34. or go to yrefy.com. That's YREFY.com.
Did you know up to 50% of outdoor water use is wasted? And did you know that there are things you can do to help change that? Indiana American Water suggests that you water early or late in the day to reduce evaporation. Also, be sure to fix any leaks and skip watering when rain is in the forecast. Consider rain barrels, mulch your garden, and use drip irrigation for your plants. Be water wise. Conserve today, sustain tomorrow. Find more conservation tips at Indiana American Water's Wise Water Use Resources at indianaamwater.com.
This is Natasha Howard, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Well, Tasha's a perfect 3 for 3 from the field, scoring inside. So she leads all scorers with 6 points. Yet the Fever trailed the Storm in Seattle 13-12 with 3:48 to go in the first quarter. And Rhea, kind of an odd start. Kelsey Mitchell hasn't made a shot. Aaliyah Boston hasn't attempted a shot, and yet it is just a 1-point game.
Yeah, and that just goes to show just how deep and how many scoring avenues that we have on this team. I love the way that we get out and share the basketball, especially early. We saw one missed Sophie Cunningham wide open in the corner, but other than that, we're so good at making that extra pass. And then on top of that, on the defensive end, just getting out and running. I think what's setting us apart is the fact that we can use these different avenues and different players for different spots on the floor. To be aggressive and to be successful, and if we continue to do that, it helps us in the long run game as well.
Now, one thing that continues to be an issue for the Fever, turnovers. They committed a season high 19 on Friday, and they got 4 turnovers in the first 6+ minutes so far. Out of the timeout, a couple lineup changes. Sid Colson in at point guard for McDonald, and Chloe Bibby is in for Tosh Howard. Seattle ball, and they work it left block to Magbagor, and the post is fouled, and will shoot 2. Foul going on Chloe Bibby. In case you missed it, Bibby, who originally was signed to just a 7-day contract a week and a half ago, was then given a full season contract a few days ago. First free throw is good for Magbagor, who at 6'4", shoots 67% at the line. Seattle also tapping into the bench with the rookie who was the 2nd pick overall, Dominique Malunga in. Second free throw true as well for Magbagor. Fever ball down 15-12, 3:38 to go first quarter. Colson angling right, passes to Bibby, left, lob, inside, AB banks it in. There's a dime from Bibby. She's been hot from the perimeter, but unselfish for the easy 2.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was going up, and it looked like an exact same shooting motion as well. She darted that to AB in the block.
15-14, Fever down 1. Malunga, right wing, starts to attack now, pulls from the left elbow, misses to the right, and Boston has rebound number 6 here in less than 7 minutes of play. Bibby, right arc, passes to Boston. Top of the three-point line, dish, left corner. Mitchell tees up a 3, short, and rebound for Gabby Williams of Seattle. Right near where there's a Sue Bird logo on the floor. Sue Bird watching this game courtside as Williams in front of her, crosses over left to right, driving right baseline, misses. Rebound, Bibby. Bounce pass near midcourt to Mitchell. Kicks it left wing. Sophie, pull up 3. Yes! Transition triple. And the Fever retake the lead 17-15, 2:30 to go first quarter.
And that was a nice pull up there by Cunningham as she continues to pull out things in her bag.
Fever had missed their first 5 from distance. But Cunningham, who's been on something of a heater over the last several weeks, knocks it down. Now a foul called on Sid Colson, reaching in on Skylar Diggins. 17-15, Fever the lead, scoring the ball. Diggins gets the sideline inbounds at the left elbow, but her pass is stolen by Colson. Long dish up ahead to Mitchell is touched out of bounds by the Storm. Off Alicia Clark. Don't get confused today as we call out Clark. Caitlin's still injured, but Seattle with a Clark of their own, the 38-year-old who's the most veteran player in the league. Now the officials get together and they change that call, so winds up being a turnover committed by the Fever as Colson tried to throw it almost the length of the court for Mitchell.
Yeah, and we have our CC, Caitlin Clark, on the bench, not happy with that call as it looked like Mitchell got pushed in the back.
Yeah, Caitlin popping out of her seat there as she wears black Fever sweats. Reach-in foul called now on Cunningham around the top of the arc. 2:08 to go first quarter. Fever 17, Storm 15. Steph White now summoning Lexi Hull. She goes to the scorer's table and will come in for Cunningham. Nice ovation here for Lexi back in her home state. Grew up in Spokane, a few hours away. Two-time Washington Player of the Year. Skylar Diggins, former Hooper at Washington High School in South Bend, driving left, misses the layup, gets her miss, and then gets fouled by Boston, who can't believe it. Thought she had a clean block. 1:56 to go, opening quarter. Diggins going to the line right side with a chance to tie it.
And you mentioned a few minutes ago just how upset Seattle was that Skylar Diggins played over 40 minutes in their last game with no free throws. And so it's no surprise that here in the first 10 minutes that she's at the line.
And the first free throw, though, in and out for Diggins, who last week in a game recorded the first triple-double of her career here in season number 11 out of Notre Dame. Note it was her first regular season triple-double after she recorded the first triple-double in All-Star game history at Cambridge Fieldhouse a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was special, especially with it being back in her home state.
Swishes the second, so the Fever lead trimmed to 1, 17-16 with 1:46 to go in the first quarter. Colson had the ball knocked away out of bounds towards midcourt, near sideline, where Ryan Rucco and Rebecca Lobo have to call this one on ABC. Hull inbounds to Colson at the logo, back to Hull, left arc to Boston, left elbow, back to the basket. Dribble handoff to Colson, pass left wing, Mitchell, jabs left, goes right, long two, off to the right, and the ball out of bounds off Seattle. Tiffany Mitchell, former Fever guard, tried to snatch it, but couldn't hang on. Mitchell was with Indiana from 2016 to 2022. You were teammates with her for a short period.
Yes, it was so nice. And then I also had the opportunity to play against her in Israel, so that was fun.
Baseline out of bounds goes to Lexi, who misses a leaner right of the rim. Rebound Storm. Wheeler wheels across midcourt, changing speeds. Righty layup doesn't go. Rebound Boston, her 7th of the first quarter. Kelsey gets it, pulls from the left elbow. She can't buy anything. Rebound for the 6'6 Malunga. Score is stuck at 17-16 Fever with 65 seconds to go in the quarter.
And this is a tough stretch for Kelsey Mitchell. She opens up 0 for 6 in this quarter.
Wheeler drives right. Pass left corner in front of the Seattle bench. 3 short for Clark. The Storms rebound Indiana. 49 seconds to go first quarter. Bibby to Boston right wing. Sending it right corner Mitchell. Pick and roll with Boston, who has a right block. Mouse of the house. AB. Score it. No. Oh my. An awful call is made. It's an offensive foul.
How? I don't know what they want her to do. You know, the post coaches, they teach at such a young age of being physical down there, but that's exactly why a lot of bigs are so hesitant as Boston now heads to the bench with her second.
40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Boston out, Howard back in. That's a notable swing right here. Instead of it being 19-16 with a chance to make it 20-16, Seattle has possession on the right side, and they have an opportunity to go back ahead. Although they turn it over. The rookie Malunga not on the same page with Mitchell, who's a fairly recent addition for Seattle. Started this season with Vegas. Threw it out towards and that TV broadcast table. About a tenth of a second difference shot to game clock. So Sydney Colson's going to burn some time here. 9 seconds to go in the quarter and on the shot clock as Colson starts to bounce towards the right wing. Now snaps a pass to the right block for Howard and a foul called on Malunga, who reached in. With 4.6 seconds to go in the quarter, Fever leading 17-16. Only the 4th foul of the quarter on Seattle, so not a bonus situation. Mitchell inbounding near Steph White. Poor pass, picked off by Wheeler. 2 seconds to go in the quarter. 3 up top, misses to the right. And that wraps up the first quarter. Both sides with stuff to clean up. It's the Fever 17, the Storm 16 in this battle between teams tied in the WNBA standings. Second quarter next. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
From buzzer beaters to buzzbait and cornhole to canoes, Academy Sports and Outdoors has all you need to find your fun. And when fun's the goal, anything is possible. We're here for pre-game gear-ups, camping trip do-withouts, and days when the best things in life happen right outside your back door. Swing by your local indie stores in Avon, Westfield, Greenwood, and Bloomington for the top brands in the game at undefeatable prices. There's no match for fun, and fun can't lose at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with Healthy Indiana plan benefits, we help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining health insurance.
This is Jeff Wheeler, business manager of IBEW Local 481. We power the moments that matter most and provide the tech that makes it all possible. From the schools where your kids learn and the healthcare facilities that care for your loved ones to the excitement of every big game, IBEW Local 41 is at the heart of it all. Whether it's game day or every day, our union members ensure everything runs smoothly. IBEW Local 481, proudly powering your community.
The Indiana Fever trust OrthoIndy as their official orthopedic provider, and so can you. From game-time injuries to everyday mishaps, OrthoIndy Urgent Care is your fast, affordable alternative to the ER. Walk in, skip the wait, and see an orthopedic expert. No appointment needed. Injuries happen. OrthoIndy is ready. Find a location near you at orthoindy.com. OrthoIndy, trusted by the pros. Here for you.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9 with IT. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
This is Sophie Cunningham, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Sophie with the only 3 for the Fever in the first quarter, and despite 7 turnovers as a team, Indiana does lead on the road in Seattle 17-16 as we gear up for the second quarter. With Bria Goss, I'm John Nolan. Thanks for making us part of your weekend here as the Fever playing game 2 of this 4-game road trip. They have won 4 games in a row overall. But what are they trying to improve upon now here in this period?
We've got to take care of the ball. We've got to limit our turnovers, especially those unforced turnovers. I'm okay with a risky pass here or there, or because of the pace going up and down so fast, there's a mistake. That's okay. But those unforced turnovers, we really have to clean it up and see if we can get a good shot going in for the offensive possession.
And Kelsey Mitchell with just 2 points in that first quarter, coming on a pair of free throws as she was 0 for 6 from the field. Steph White's group starting the second quarter with Tosh Howard inbounding against full court pressure, bounces it into Ari McDonald, starting point guard returning with Alexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham on the wings, and Damaris Dantas down low. She gets it left arc. Dantas, stay down low for her height, but really more of an outside threat. Hand off McDonald, top of the key, 8 on the shot clock, tic-tac-toe. Howard at Dantas, good off glass, right block. So there, DD using her 6'3" frame in the interior. And it's 19-16 Fever. 30 seconds gone by, second quarter.
That was good. That was good. High-low action by my bigs.
Wheeler pick and roll with Malunga. Left block guarded by Dantas. Turnaround shot. Good. Wow. The 19-year-old from France, fading away on the baseline, makes the midi. 19-18, Fever lead down to 1. Dantas, top of the arc, passes. Sophie open, left wing 3. Book it. 22-18, Fever. 9:05 to go in the half. Mitchell, left wing, driving on hole. Lexi keeps her in front. Shovel pass at the left elbow to Alicia Clark. Reset near midcourt with Erica Wheeler, the former Fever guard. Passes to Clark, top of the key. And she was looking to get it to the right side of the floor, but it's kicked by Howard. 8:49 to go, second quarter. Fever leading 22-18.
And if I was Fever, I would keep finding Sophie Cunningham some way, somehow, if he's 3 for 3 from the field.
Including 2 for 2 from range. Yep. Sideline out of bounds. Work it. Clark, left side 3. Too strong. Lexi lets it go out of bounds as she boxes out Lexi Brown. Another game here. We've got players with the same name. We already went through how each team has a Clark surname-wise. You got a couple of first-name Lexis. Yep. McDonald playing point to Dantas, left arc. Surveys to McDonald, straight on. Outside the three-point line, pass right side to Cunningham. Floats it, right block. Dantas backing down the teenager. Dantas in the paint. Muscling it up. No good. And a rebound for Seattle. 8:13 to go, second quarter. Fever up 4. Mitchell, hesitation, driving right. Misses a layup, but was fouled. 8:09 to go, second quarter. Fever 22, Storm 18. And Tiffany Mitchell, the 30-year-olds, will shoot 2. Attempting these free throws on the basket on the right side. We're hanging in the rafters. Retired jerseys for the likes of Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson, and then denoting the WNBA championships in 2004, 2010, 2018, and most recently 2020. First free throw good, second as well for Mitchell, who is actually sub 50% over her first month or so with Seattle. Half-court offense for the Fever left side. Cunningham, right perimeter, driving towards the corner, reaching foul on Malunga. It's the second on the 19-year-olds.
Yeah, in her very young career, she has such a bright future, and I think this is a great organization to be a part of from the rich history of just the rich basketball history that it has.
Fever inbounded from the sideline. Someone made an error and sounded the horn, but it's a play-on situation. McDonald to Cunningham. Right wing in front of the Fever bench. 3 on the shot clock. Dantas, does she know it? Turnaround shot. Doesn't go. And a rebound plucked by the 6'6 Malunga. 7:37 to go in the half. Fever up 22-20. Wheeler, right arc to Clark. Straight on. Feeds, middle of the post. Malunga turns on Dantas and banks it in to tie it at 22. 7:25 to go, second quarter. The league on notice for the future against Malunga. She's a unicorn.
Yes. She's got 2 fouls, so I know they're going to be trying to see if they can put some pressure on her.
Oh, pick and pop. Dantas wants 3, but it's short. Lexi, offensive rebound underneath. Doesn't eye the rim. Instead, passes to Howard, who scores off the backboard. Lexi, too unselfish probably in that situation, but the Fever score anyway. It's 24-22.
Yeah, we'll take it, Lexi.
And Seattle once more, despite all their height, not great on the glass. Wheeler, right wing, threads the needle with a bounce pass to Clark, who fumbles it out of bounds, but it's off the leg of a Fever player. So Seattle ball on the baseline with 6:45 to go in the second quarter. Steph White here sticking with the same 5. Seattle makes some substitutions. For the Fever, it's McDonald, Cunningham, Hull, Howard, and Dantas. Wheeler lobs it in to Agumake, right elbow. Dantas tight on her. A whistle and a foul. 6:42 to go, second quarter. Fever 24, Storm 22.
Oh, they called that on the floor as it was a great position by Didi. Just kind of got caught up with the arms on the low side of that.
Second foul of the quarter on Indiana. Wheeler left arc, passes right wing. Nabagor for 3, an air ball out of bounds underneath, and the Fever will get it. Magmagor for the season has made 5 threes as she stands at 6'4", but sub 20%. Fever will take that kind of shot all day from her.
Agreed. She was left so wide open, and there was just so much emphasis on the block that something had to give, and I think they're okay with living with that one.
2 screens up high for McDonald, angling right to left, still on the dribble, past Dantas, right wing, shot fake now, heaves along 2, and knocks it down. TD extends the Fever lead to 26-22 with 6:13 to go in quarter number 2.
And her confidence has been at an all-time high since she's came back to the team and just been so dynamic of a player for them.
She was the leading scorer for all countries in America. Mitchell, killer crossover, and misses a layup on the right baseline drive. Rebound Fever. McDonald too fast, lays it in over Wheeler right side. 28-22 Fever, now the largest lead of the game for either side. Timeout Storm. Indiana 28, Seattle 22, 5:45 to go in the second quarter, and it's a break in the action. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
What's the hottest ticket in town? The Indiana Fever. The best way to get there? Indigo. Catch the fever by catching the bus. Indigo's MyKey acts as your fast break pass to experience high-octane Fever basketball, all while avoiding parking fees and traffic jams. Plan your Fever game night with Indigo. Visit indigo.net/how-to-ride to plan your trip and get connected to MyKey. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the game. Indigo, the best way to catch the fever.
Fever fans, get ready to bring the heat. It's game day and Chicken Salad Chick is here to fuel your fandom. With 12 fresh made-from-scratch chicken salad flavors, pimento cheese, and egg salad, we've got the perfect meal for every fan. Dine in with us, grab a meal to go, or order ahead for pickup. With 7 local restaurants, deliciousness is always within reach. Chicken Salad Chick is a proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever. Visit chickensaladchick.com to order now.
Parents notice when something feels off. A look, a sound, a movement, a silence. Parents don't need all the answers, just the courage to ask the right questions. If a child may be showing signs of autism, early detection matters. Daymar is here to help with answers, support, and a team ready to help. Visit daymar.org today. Every child deserves a chance, and sometimes the most powerful move is to ask for help.
Radio 1 is seeking a general sales manager to lead our sales operations in Indianapolis. The ideal candidate will bring a strong track record in sales leadership, team development, and revenue generation across both traditional media and digital platforms. This role requires a bachelor's degree and 2 to 4 years related experience and/or training or equivalent combination. To view the full job listing and apply, go to urban1.com/careers. Applicants are subject to a background check. Radio 1 is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Lexi Hull, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
It takes guts to win and the same courage to do work that changes lives. So join Daymar and make a difference for kids with autism and the families who love them. Just visit daymar.org today. Daymar, DAMAR.org. At Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, the Fever have a 28-22 lead on a score.
Nice.
Standing ovation here for the Olympic gymnast Jordan Childs, who's attending a Fever game for the second time this weekend. She was in Dallas on Friday as well. Wheeler, meanwhile, back to action, makes a mid-range jumper right baseline, and the Fever lead trimmed to 4 as Indiana in the Navy and Gold goes right to left. Left arc, McDonald, whistle away from the ball, foul on Seattle. It goes against Gabby Williams. Her first second on the team here in the quarter.
Well, and just going back to Jordan, she had Dallas gear on at the Dallas Fever game, and now she has Storm gear on at the Storm Fever game. So is she really a Fever fan, or is she... she needs to come to Indy next.
We shall see. Is now another foul called on Seattle after the inbounds pass. This one on Skylar Diggins. Well, yeah, maybe you saw it on social media. Following that game in Dallas Friday, Caitlin had a chance to meet Jordan, and Caitlin did joke with her.
She did.
She said, "I'll be nice even though you're wearing Wings gear."
Right.
And then Jordan said she actually has a tire for every team in the W, but yeah, we've yet to see the Fever stuff.
Yep.
Howard passes to Dantas in the paint, and she makes the leaner. 30-24 Fever midway through the second quarter. And DD providing a spark off the bench. She's got 6 points.
Yeah, Howard doing a great job with the extra pass assist.
Now Howard defending Diggins. Looks like a block, but instead a foul is called on the contest left of the hoop. With 4:55 till halftime, it'll be 2 free throws for Skylar Diggins. The 5'9", 35-year-old mother. And the lefty's first is good. Did you ever play against Skylar in high school?
Well, there was just one game that just, absolutely, if it would have put in play today, it would have been viral, but we're not going to talk about it.
You're talking about it. Keep going. Second free throw also good for Diggins. Yeah, Brea won a state championship against Skylar back during their high school careers.
Yes. So fun.
Kelsey Mitchell laps around a Dantas screen. Passes McDonald, foul line to Howard, left wing three, misses to the left. Don't often see Tosh take contested threes, but she did there. And the Fever now as a team 2 for 9 from behind the arc. To break that down, Sophie Cunningham is 2 for 2. Everyone else combined 0 for 7. Now, on the other side, Seattle just 1 for 6 from 3 as the Fever continue to do a good job guarding the perimeter. They have given up the fewest threes in the entire league this year. Diggins pick and pop with a Gumake. Neka drives to the foul line, in her bag, up and under. Scoop shot good, rim right by Howard. 30-28, Fever leads, slice to 2, 4:13 to go, second quarter. Kelsey chucks a 3 up top, back rim no, long rebound, Diggins, Skylar right to left. Or left to right, I should say. Dribble handoff to Wheeler, pick and pop. Agumake, left wing 3, misses to the right. Neither team, besides Cunningham, can buy one from deep. Sophie's got the rebound. Kick ahead, right wing, Kelsey. She explodes into the paint. Lefty layup, good, and 1. Tough take, Kelsey Mitchell.
There we go. And, she's that player. It doesn't matter if she misses, the first 20 shots. She's going to continue to be confident. She's going to continue to be on the attack mode. We love her downhill explosion. We love her shot, even though it's not falling, but just the confidence piece that Kelsey Mitchell is able to play with sets her apart.
Yeah, and in this case, she missed her first 7, but got that one. And now the Southpaw's free throw doesn't go. Rebound Seattle. It's 32-28 Fever. Pretty close game here throughout. Indiana up as many as 6. Seattle early on led by 3. Their number 3, Agumake, bounces hip high right hand. Right wing guarded by Boston. Lollipops the pass to Diggins, who's harassed by Cunningham. Back to Agumake, driving right lane, lays it in. Boston playing with 2 fouls. Pretty passive there. 32-30. McDonald racing down the floor right to left. Called for a travel as her feet slid on the stop.
That's a great point. With Boston being in right now, playing with the 2 fouls, doesn't want the third. Seattle also knows that, so they're going to try to attack her a little bit more on the offensive end.
And remember, Aaliyah's second foul came on an offensive situation when she scored. It looked like she was the one fouled, but the whistle went the other way. And now Agumake trying to score over her left block, but misses. Boarded by Boston. Aaliyah up to 8 rebounds in the first half. 32-30 Fever. McDonald bounce pass, kicked down low. Fever ball. with 2:59 to go in the first half. And there's a timeout on the floor. It's the Fever 32, the Storm 30. Just under 3 minutes to go till halftime. You're listening to Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Better water starts with a free water analysis from C&J Water, proud partner of the Indiana Fever. From hard water solutions to pure, great-tasting drinking water, C&J Water is committed to helping you enjoy better water in every glass, load of laundry, and shower. Schedule your free water analysis today at cnjwater.com and discover how much better your water can be. C&J Water, local, trusted, and the choice of the Indiana Fever.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to recognize U.S. Foods, a proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever. At U.S. Foods, quality is their top priority. From sourcing the finest ingredients to delivering exceptional products, they are committed to helping customers succeed. Whether it's in the kitchen or on the court, they support the highest levels of excellence. Thank you, U.S. Foods, for your dedication to quality and supporting our team, who's also driven to be the best. U.S. Foods, we help you make it.
When it comes to your education, WGU helps you stay in the game. Whether you're working full-time, raising a family, or juggling both, WGU's online accredited programs help you earn a degree in business, technology, education, or healthcare on your schedule. You can even score your degree faster by taking tests and turning in assignments as soon as you're ready. Join the thousands of students across Indiana who are making big plays for their future. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025.
This is Leah Boston, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Aaliyah's got 5 consecutive games with a double-double, longest stretch here in her 2+ year WNBA career. For the season, now up to 13 double-doubles. That's tied for the second most in the W after only Angel Reese. Could be trending towards another double-double today. She has 8 rebounds in 10 minutes, though just 2 points on 1 shot attempt. It's a weird box score right now for the Fever. Only 1 made shot for Aaliyah. Only 1 made shot for Kelsey Mitchell. On the road in Seattle, go figure, Fever up 2. It's 32-30, under 3 minutes to go. Second quarter, and Indiana has the ball. Coming out of the timeout, goes to Boston at the right elbow. Back down, handoff to Kelsey. Mitchell bouncing towards the right wing, still going. Shot off the backboard, no. Tosh, offensive rebound, new shot clock. Tosh, leaner, yes! And so Tosh, here against one of her former teams, now leading all scorers with 8. .34-32, Fever, Indiana in navy and gold, right to left. McDonald's, right perimeter, gets a screen from Howard to the foul line. Bounce pass, left elbow, AB, square to the rim, driving and banks it in. Aaliyah Boston, a force inside. It's 36-32, Fever, under 2 to go, quarter 2.
He said, I had enough of this. I need to go get a bucket.
Court right side for the Storm. Ogwumike, left elbow, guarded by Boston. The vet going to work. Fadeaway shot. In and out. Rebound. Sophie then gets tied up. She's being tackled. There's no call. Come on. Are you kidding me? And finally, it comes in as Tiffany Mitchell was basically across her body. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The officials are standing on top of it. Right. And they actually don't call a foul. They say it's a jump ball. I'm not sure how that's possible.
Yeah, that literally over on her back.
We hear a lot about the officiating. This is the most blatant, poor call of the season.
Yeah, there's been some bad ones.
Jump ball right, foul line. And ball don't lie, because now in this case, Mitchell again still overzealous. She jumped early, and she also knocked down Sophie, and so the Fever get it.
And won't you believe it, it wasn't from the ref who called that foul, who was right in front. It came from somebody that was closer to the baseline.
Unreal. And they actually now, this is a classic makeup, so
exactly.
We have a lot.
Hey fans, Sophie Cunningham here. If you have private student loan debt and are behind or even in default, you gotta call my friends at YRefi. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. And YRefi does not care what your credit score is. Just give them a call at 888-YRefi-34. That's 888-YRefi-34. Or go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with Healthy Indiana plan benefits, we help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining health insurance.
Need a winning play for your halftime hunger? Chicken Salad Chick has you covered. We make every recipe from scratch daily with the freshest ingredients because you deserve nothing less than delicious. Enjoy 12 varieties of chicken salad, pimento cheese, and egg salad at any of our 7 local restaurants. Chicken Salad Chick is a proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever. Learn more at chickensaladchick.com.
This is Jeff Wheeler, business manager of IBEW Local 481. We power the moments that matter most.
Seattle. It's Gabby Williams, left arc. 5 on the shot clock. Turnaround shot near the left elbow. Splashes it in. 9 seconds to go in the half. Fever up 42-34, going right to left. Airy crossing over left to right near the Fever bench. 2 seconds to go. Airy for 3. Misses to the right. And that concludes the first half. It's the Fever 42 and the Storm 34.
And that was tough, but again, that was a great finish to the quarter, which we haven't always seen from this Indiana Fever team. So coming in, they definitely have the momentum going into the locker room. One of the biggest things that they continue want to tune up, limit those turnovers, which I think they did a great job in that second corner, but also see if they can find Leah Boston a little more, get her a little bit more involved into this offense, and continue to be disruptive on defense.
That's the plan. Again, it's an 8-point lead for the Fever here at the half in Seattle. 42-34. So coming up here during the intermission, we'll take a listen back to highlights from the first half, go through some of the numbers as well. Rhea will break things down, get you ready for the third quarter. It's 42-34. The Fever leading the Storm in the state of Washington as you're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Hey fans, Sophie Cunningham here. If you have private student loan debt and are behind or even in default, you gotta call my friend. That's 888-YREFI-34. Or go to YREFI.com. That's YREFY.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with Healthy Indiana plan benefits, we help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining health insurance.
Need a winning play for your halftime hunger? Chicken Salad Chick has you covered. We make every recipe from scratch daily with the freshest ingredients because you deserve nothing less than delicious. Enjoy 12 varieties of chicken salad, pimento cheese, and egg salad at any of our 7 local restaurants. Chicken Salad Chick is a proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever. Learn more at chickensaladchick.com.
This is Jeff Wheeler, business manager of IBEW Local 481. We power the moments that matter most and provide the tech that makes it all possible. From the schools where your kids learn and the healthcare facilities that care for your loved ones to the excitement of every big game, IBEW Local 41 is at the heart of it all. Whether it's game day or every day, our union members ensure everything runs smoothly. IBEW Local 41, proudly powering your community.
From hook shots to fishing hooks and backyard grills to lake chills, Academy Sports and Outdoors has all you need to find your fun this season. And when fun's the goal, anything is possible. We're here for pre-game gear-ups, camping trip do-withouts, and days when the best things in life happen right outside your back door. Swing by your local Academy or shop academy.com for the top brands in the game at undefeatable prices. There's no match for fun, and fun can't lose at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
This is Kelsey Mitchell, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Kelsey averaging about 20 points per game for this season, 4th most in the WNBA, held to just 4 points in the first half. However, nevertheless, it's an 8-point lead for the Fever at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, 42-34. Halftime here in Seattle with Bria Goss. I'm John Nolan. Eddie Garrison, our studio producer, back in Indy. Brennan Rogers, our engineer here on site. And so, Bria, I guess kind of a mixed bag in the first half. There was some ugliness. I know one of your keys was to muck it up. Well, I think both teams at least accomplishing that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't want to blame it just on the strength of schedule here, but players do look a little fatigued in that first 20 minutes. I mean, one being with Seattle coming off of a double overtime loss just a couple days ago, don't look like they're as in sync as they usually are. On the Fever side, yes, Kelsey Mitchell, 4 points, 1 for 9 shooting. Not a typical game for her. However, we still have an 8-point lead. It goes to the depth of our bench and along with just how many people on this team can score. We have 12 points from Howard. We have an additional 10 from Sophie. And they're able to get them in rhythm. They're not forcing shots. They're as well within our offense. Going to practice just yesterday, it looked like the energy was there and definitely on that defensive end, but just on the offense, how well they're able to come in, get on the boards and the glass, and then share the ball as well. It's definitely something that Coach Stephanie White has won that point of emphasis.
Yeah, and off the bench, Damaris Dantas with 6 points. So the Fever have this 8-point lead at the break. Let's take a listen back to highlights from the first 20 minutes. Now it's Howard with a steal on defense. Bounce pass ahead to McDonald, surging down the floor, lays it in on the right side. And the Fever score the first 4 here in the opening minute. Colson angling right, passes to Bibby left, lob inside, AP banks it in. There's a dime from Bibby. Subert watching this game courtside as Williams in front of her crosses over left to right, driving right baseline, misses. Rebound, Bibby. Bounce pass near midcourt to Mitchell. Kicks it left wing. Sophie, pull up 3. Yes! That wraps up the first quarter. It's the Fever 17, the Storm 16 in this battle between teams tied in the WNBA standings. 19-18, Fever lead down to 1. Dantas, top of the arc, passes. Sophie open, left wing 3. Book it. Oh, pick and pop. Dantas Francis wants three, but it's short. Lexi, offensive rebound underneath. Doesn't eye the rim. Instead, passes to Howard, who scores off the backboard. Mitchell, killer crossover, and misses a layup on the right baseline drive. Rebound Fever. McDonald, too fast. Lays it in over Wheeler, right side. 34-32, Fever. Indiana in navy and gold. Right to left. McDonald's right perimeter gets a screen from Howard to the foul line. Bounce pass left elbow. AB square to the rim, driving and banks it in. A layup Boston, a force inside. It's 36-32 Fever, under 2 to go, quarter two. That concludes the first half. It's the Fever 42 and the Storm 34. Fever right now on a 4-game winning streak, trying to make it 5 in a row for the first time since late last season. And again, trying to get ahead of the Storm in the standings. Both these teams at 16 and 12. And yeah, there's still a good amount of the season left, more than a month remaining, but there's some traffic in the standings. Phoenix starting today, just a half game in front. Atlanta just 1 game ahead. And then even New York only 2 games out of reach in second, while everyone chases the Minnesota Lynx. We'll step aside when we come back. More halftime coverage from Seattle. It's the Fever up by 8. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
This is the exclusive radio home of the Indiana Fever.
WIBC HD2, W298BB, WIBC HD3, W228CX, Indianapolis.
The Indiana Fever trust Ortho Indy as their official orthopedic provider, and so can you. From game-time injuries to everyday mishaps, Ortho Indy Urgent Care is your fast, affordable alternative to the ER. Walk in, skip the wait, and see an orthopedic expert. No appointment needed. Injuries happen. Ortho Indy is ready. Find a location near you at orthoindy.com. Ortho Indy, trusted by the pros. Here for you.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
What's the hottest ticket in town? The Indiana Fever. The best way to get there? Indigo. Catch the fever by catching the bus. Indigo's Mikey acts as your fast break pass to experience high-octane Fever basketball, all while avoiding parking fees and traffic jams. Playing your Fever game night with Indigo. Visit indigo.net/how-to-ride to plan your trip and get connected to Mikey. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the game. Indigo, the best way to catch the fever.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why. It's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9 with IT. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
I'm Lynn Dunn, Senior Advisor to the Indiana Fever. I've seen the power of women who lead, at home, on the court, and in life. If you think your child may be showing signs of autism, trust your gut. Early detection matters. Don't wait, don't wonder. Visit daymar.org today. You'll find answers, support, and a team that walks beside you. Every child deserves a chance, and the right assist can change everything.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025.
This is Natasha Howard, and you're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Natasha leading all scorers in the first half. 12 points efficiently, 6 of 7 was really automatic in the paint, then missed 1-3. But the Fever up 42-34. So, Bria, what's everyone need to lock in on here in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think continue to muck it up on the defensive end, be disruptive, see if you can get hands on the ball. On the offensive end, again, I would really like to see more Aaliyah Boston integrated into the offense. And until that, well, we know, especially in late game situations, these last couple games, her fourth quarter has been outstanding. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that. But keep it up. I like the one extra passes and limit those turnovers.
As the Fever lead it 42-34 here in Seattle. Indiana hunting a fifth consecutive win. And a second straight on the road as this road trip, by the way, continues on Tuesday in LA against the Sparks. 10 o'clock game, so plan your caffeine intake accordingly. And then the same thing on Thursday in Phoenix. Next home game will be coming up on Saturday against the Chicago Sky. That'll be an 8 o'clock game, so yeah, whatever it takes here caffeine-wise, even back home. It'll be the start of a 3-game homestand. The Dallas Wings and the Washington Mystics also coming through Indy here in the middle of the month. So 42-34, Fever leading the Storm. Second half next. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to recognize U.S. Foods, a proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever. At U.S. Foods, quality is their top priority. From sourcing the finest ingredients to delivering exceptional products, they are committed to helping customers succeed. Whether it's in the kitchen or on the court, they support the highest levels of excellence. Thank you, U.S. Foods, for your dedication to quality and supporting our team, who's also driven to be the best. U.S. Foods, we help you make it.
When it comes to your education, WGU helps you stay in the game. Whether you're working full-time, raising a family, or juggling both, WGU's online accredited programs help you earn a degree in business, technology, education, or healthcare on your schedule. You can even score your degree faster by taking tests and turning in assignments as soon as you're ready. Join the thousands of students across Indiana who are making big plays for their future. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Hey fans, Sophie Cunningham here. If you have private student loan debt and are behind or even in default, you gotta call my friends at YRefi. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. And YRefi does not care what your credit score is. Just give them a call at 888-YRefi-34. That's 888-YRefi-34. Or go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com.
Better Water starts with a free water analysis from C&J Water, proud partner of the Indiana Fever. From hard water solutions to pure, great-tasting drinking water, C&J Water is committed to helping you enjoy better water in every glass, load of laundry, and shower. Schedule your free water analysis today at cnjwater.com and discover how much better your water can be. C&J Water, local, trusted, and the choice of the Indiana Fever.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more at the grand opening of the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com.
Cover me!
This is Sophie Cunningham, and you're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
no one on the other end. So 12 seconds into the second half, Fever ahead 42-34 against the Seattle team. In case you're wondering, they average more than 80 points a game. Their defensive numbers better than their offensive numbers. As Erica Wheeler handles, guarded by Mitchell, passes onto the right wing. Agumake drives into the paint and hits a floater. 42-36, Fever lead trimmed to 6, 9:25 to go, third quarter.
And it's tough. You got to be able to come out with a full 40 minutes focus and see if they can get something going offensively.
Howard to Mitchell, left arc to Cunningham, left corner. She's on fire! The Show Me State native showing something on the road. 45-36 Indiana.
Sophie Cunningham in just like butter.
Now on defense, Sophie helps to force a turnover. Wheeler lost it in the right lane. It rolls out underneath. 1 minute into the second half. And powered by three Sophie threes, the Fever lead by 9. Area point, bounce pass, left arc, Aaliyah. Aaliyah puts it on the deck, driving right, open path, and then AB gets stuffed by Ogumake. Seattle has it, right to left, Gabby Williams, driving right boulevard, picks up the dribble, snaps a pass, left corner, three ball, short for Ogumake, but an offensive rebound for Magbagor. At the left elbow, resets near midcourt with Williams, 8 on the shot clock. Cunningham guarding Williams. Williams driving, pulls left elbow, and carries it. 45-38, Fever still the lead, 8:15 to go, quarter 3.
That's tough. That's a great pull up there.
McDonald driving, and one! The grad student taking them to school. 8:12 remaining in the third quarter, 47-38 Fever, and Aries at the line for one.
I like that silencer there, and I like that quote too. The grad student.
Well, you gotta like not only what Aries has provided to this team as she knocks down the free throw, pretty unreal. She's currently going through grad school, and amid this 4-game road trip, she's working on a 12-page paper.
That is tough. ChatGPT, where are you at?
Stop, come on. 48-38, 2 minutes through the third quarter. Diggins, left perimeter, downhill driving, shot off glass, no. And McDonald tried to save the rebound underneath, but it's out off Indiana. Seattle ball on the baseline. Again, unbelievably, Aerie, earlier in the week, a career-high 27 points against Phoenix. Then later that night, had a class meeting online. Inbound goes left block. Ogumake gets stuffed. And then there's an issue with the shot clock, which is showing 0. But the officials getting together, questioning whether or not the ball ever hit the rim. 7:48 to go in the third. Fever 48, Storm 38. Stephanie White right now, picture says 1,000 words, just has her arms out, palms up, wondering what's going on here. And the officials are saying it did hit the rim. And so Seattle keeping it with the shot clock reset. We don't have a monitor here to get a good look at a replay. They showed it quickly on the boards up top. They have 2 video boards here rather than one over the middle of the court, one at each baseline.
Yeah, that was tough. And I thought it was going to be a jump ball called out of this, but still nothing.
Coach Clark doesn't like the whistle either as Seattle then executes the sideline out of bounds. Williams to a cutting Wheeler who scores an uncontested righty layup. Pick and roll. Mitchell to Howard. Misses a bunny. Rim right. Rebound Storm. Diggins exploding down the floor to Wheeler. Passes left corner. Out of the range of Williams. Giving it away with 7:31 to go in the third. Fever 48. Storm 40.
That was perfect there by Kelsey Mitchell. She got back on defense and just took away the straight line pass. Would have been an easy pass, too, from Erica Wheeler to Gabby.
McDonald to the left elbow. Fever 9 turnovers. Storm 7. Mitchell right wing. Catch and shoot 3 over Williams. Can't get it. Rebound of Boumake, and then a foul called by Howard 90 feet away from the rim. And it's the third on Tosh. 7:14 to go, third quarter. First foul of the period on Indiana, a regrettable one.
Yeah, that was tough. You got to be able to be a little bit more disciplined and see if you can get back on D.
Diggins, right arc in front of Steph White with her arms crossed. Diggins decks it against Mitchell. Passes left wing. Wheeler, 5 on the shot clock. Wheeler driving right. Tough shot over Sophie. Can't bank it. Rebound, Airy. Then Airy almost loses it in the backcourt. Instead, surges by Wheeler. Airy still going. Bank shot, no. Rebound, Storm. Williams brings it across the dark green line at midcourt. Angling left towards the corner. Guarded by Sophie. Drives towards the right post. Passes left block. And a bucket good off glass for Magmagor. Timeout, Steph White. Fever looking to reorganize. Had been up by 10. Currently up by 6. It's 48-42. 6:31 to go in the third. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Hosting a watch party? Score big with catering from Chicken Salad Chick. From tailgates to team celebrations, we bring fresh, flavorful chicken salad inside straight to your event. With 12 crave-worthy flavors, there's something for every fan. Order your game day spread at chickcatering.com. Proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever.
From buzzer beaters to buzzbait and cornhole to canoes, Academy Sports and Outdoors has all you need to find your fun. And when fun's the goal, anything is possible. We're here for pre-game gear-ups, camping trip do-withouts, and days when the best things in life happen right outside your back door. Swing by your local indie stores in Avon, Westfield, Greenwood, and Bloomington for the top brands in the game at undefeatable prices. There's no match for fun, and fun can't lose at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with Healthy Indiana plan benefits, we help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining health insurance.
This is Jeff Wheeler, business manager of IBEW Local 481. We power the moments that matter most and provide the tech that makes it all possible. From the schools where your kids learn and the healthcare facilities that care for your loved ones to the excitement of every big game, IBEW Local 41 is at the heart of it all. Whether it's game day or every day, our union members ensure everything runs smoothly. IBEW Local 41, proudly powering your community.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold weight filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
This is Lexi Hull, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Lexi back in her home state of Washington, where the Fever have a 48-42 lead on the Storm with 6:31 to go in the third quarter. Coming out of the timeout for Indiana, it's still the starting 5 on the floor. So Tosh Howard inbounding in the backcourt to Aaron McDonald at the left side, where there's an old Stanley Cup championship banner for the Seattle Metropolitans, who won it in 1917. Sophie gets it now on the right wing of the front court right side. The AB in the right corner, bounces towards the right perimeter. Skip pass to a cutting Howard, off balance shot, good, and one. 6:14 to go in the third. Fever up 50-42 as Tosh now has 14 points and a chance to make it 15.
Man, the patience on offense, especially coming out of a timeout, always want to get that first offensive possession to go in your favor. That's exactly what happened. I think Sophie Cunningham passed up a wide open three and got a really good three-point play by Howard. Made a long way.
Drills the free throw. 51-42, 6:11 left in the third quarter. Yeah, quite unselfish by Sophie, who's 4 for 4. There are some players who kind of need to take that heat check shot, but not her there.
Exactly.
Pass up a good shot for a great shot. Diggins driving left lane. Skips it on the right side. Tiffany Mitchell back in off the bench. Passes right baseline. Magmagor, shot clock at 3. Baby hook short. Rebound, Kelsey. With momentum left to right. Kelsey probing left side. Passes out to AB. Left arc. Dribble handoff. Sophie got away with a travel. Dish. Right side. McDonald feeds right baseline. Boston. Boston at the foul line. Toss up top for Tosh. Deflected out of bounds by Seattle. Fever ball. 7 on the shot clock. 5:34 to go in the third. And Indiana leading by 9.
A lot of offensive fluidity there as multiple hands are touching the ball during one possession.
Airy inbounds to Aaliyah, shovels it back to Airy. 5 on the shot clock. Airy, step back 3. Front rim, no. Rebound, Storm. 5:25 to go, third quarter. 51-42 Fever. Ogwumike, left arc. Passes left elbow. Magmagor. Williams cutting off ball, gets it, and then turns it over. A steal for Mitchell, who's fouled by Magmagor as Kelsey fell backwards onto her back. She's in pain right now. She is as tough as they come in the W, but slow to get up. Fortunately, it was an inadvertent foul by Magmagor. And it seems like the officials are going to go to the monitor, though, with 5:12 remaining in the third quarter. And Indiana up 51-42. Bria, what did you see?
It looked like as she was falling backwards, she was holding her face on the way down. Trying to skinny up through the screen. There was a great switch.
It was a hook situation. That's the problem here.
Yeah.
So potential hook and hold on Magmagor.
Yeah.
Happened around the foul line on the left side. Thankfully here, Kelsey's up.
Right.
And on the bench right now with the rest of the team.
Yeah, the hook, and it was above the shoulders, which is another reason why they're going to look. Yeah, she's holding her face.
Mitchell walked to the bench by herself. Athletic trainer Maria Whitty offering whatever help needed.
That's a good sign.
It was just an awkward foul, and so instant replay review to determine whether or not this could be upgraded from a common foul to a flagrant. But actually, as the foul was committed, Magmagor, really as soon as she had that hook with Kelsey, you could see she was trying to stop herself.
Right. Just going after the ball.
There's the crew chief, Eric Bruton, communicating to the crowd here at Climate Pledge Arena that I think he said flagrant foul, hard to hear.
No, it was a common foul, but it was a transition take foul. So they're going to shoot a free throw.
Gotcha. You got better ears than me.
We'll take it.
So Mitchell staying in the game, shooting the free throw on the right side as fans wave white towels in the background, and Kelsey makes it anyway. There's a good number of Fever fans out here in the Pacific Northwest, but the Storm, with their rich tradition, they have a solid fan base of their own, so this is not a complete takeover of Fever fans necessarily.
Right. Yeah, we've seen that in San Francisco at the Bay.
Great fans for the Valkyries.
Yep.
Fever matching the largest lead, up 10. Sophie, left wing 3. She can't miss! 4 for 4 from 3. 5 for 5 from the field. Sophie's got the threes. And it's 55-42 Fever midway through the third quarter. Timeout, Seattle. And Sophie's now leading all scorers with 16 points, matching her season high.
A perfect 5 for 5, a perfect 4 for 4 from the 3. and a perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw. I mean, you got to keep feeding her. And like you said, she gave up a heat check situation early, but that was a hand in the face right there and about as heat as you can get.
Tiffany Mitchell is closing out. Going to have a big roar here for Megan Rapinoe right now. Former U.S. Women's National Team player, partner of Sue Bird. And if they introduce Sue Bird, you're going to maybe need to lower your speakers.
Yeah.
In the arena on Rapinoe, who is seated next to Sue Bird, and now they're starting to show some Sue Bird highlights. So, yeah, this is going to be very, very loud momentarily.
She did a nice little form shot, giving the crowd what they want, and I bet you she could throw on a Seattle jersey right now today and still go out there and drop buckets and be a leader for her team. So it's always so cool. Like that first time we got here, when we played them and we heard the loud roar of this crowd, it was unlike anything I've heard before. So I'm just waiting for the street names, the statues, the building to be named after her in a minute.
Yeah, they literally are building a statue for her. Already have a mural just like they do for Tamika and Indy. Storm ball out of the timeout, and a foul is called on Lexi guarding Gabby Williams, who is driving middle of the paint. Second foul as they give free throws to Williams here.
Yeah, that was good defense. Better O there's. Lexi didn't quite beat her to the spot, but we know how Lexi puts her body on the line day in and day out. I actually got a chance to talk to her before the game and just asked how her body was feeling. She said it was pretty good. I think that was just a credit to how the training and the nutritionists have been able to take care of these women's bodies.
Lexi has drawn 27 offensive fouls on the year, 11 more than anyone else in the WNBA. Both free throws good for Williams. It's 55-44 Fever, 4:35 to go, third quarter. McDonald near the Seattle bench on the dribble, looking for help. Shot clock at 5. Lexi has it left wing, fires a pass at the foul line. Tosh, jumper, good. High archer falls. 57-44 with 4:20 left in the third. Alonga between the rings. Hand off to Williams. Guarded by Hull. Williams trying to cross over. Alexi knocked it away. Ball rolls out of bounds. Who's it off of? The Fever. Storm ball with 4:09 to play in the third quarter. 10 on the shot clock for Seattle.
Her momentum was heading back as to why after she was able to tip that ball, she couldn't chase it down there. But that was a great defense by Hull,
whose mom jokes that Lexi is just always living in the ice bath. Diggins, left arc, pick and pop. Malunga tees up a 3, bricked it to the left. Rebound snatched by McDonald, a 5'6" guard. Brings it across the logo. At the left elbow, passes. Sophie, left side. There's the heat check. Misses to the left. Rebound tapped around, controlled by the Storm with 3:45 to go in the third. Malunga running the floor on the baseline, loses control, but then rainbows a pass to Mitchell, who drives right and scores. Sophie passes left corner to Lexi, whips it left wing, Dantas. Dantas now puts it on the floor, passes right wing, Cunningham, give and go with Dantas, and she's fouled on the floor with 3:18 to go in the third quarter, and the Fever up 57-46 in pursuit of a 5th consecutive win.
And McDonald on the DD screen there looked like she made a bump knees. A little shaken up as she heads to the bench, but her speed, her pace, and what she's able to bring to this team and get everybody aligned in a way, it's super helpful since she's been a part of the team.
No question. Sid Colson comes in for Ari McDonald. Sideline out of bounds. Sophie to Sid to Dantas up top. Shot fake. Driving. Leaner off the backboard. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Tosh. Shot clock did not reset. Lexi up top for 3. Short. Tosh again fighting for an offensive rebound. Ball out of bounds. Off Tosh. who could have actually saved it, but she was convinced it had last gone off of Skylar Diggins. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Fever up 11 in Seattle.
Yeah, I agree. That was a tough one. And she definitely thought it was off of Skylar's shin.
Malonga open up top, driving left and lays it in. Timeout, Steph White not pleased, even though her team leads by 9. They gave up an easy 2. And so a timeout by the Fever. Just 2 timeouts remaining for Indiana now. Seattle's got 4 left. 2:51 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and you can see the intensity on Steph White's face of just, come on, like we got to play better than that, and we're better than that. It was too much of a wide open lane. We got to make it extremely difficult for the defense to even get the ball, let alone open up the floodgates and then wide open lanes to the basket.
She's been trying to get her team to play, by her estimation, a consistent 40 minutes.
Yeah.
A word she uses from time to time is slippage, and that was an instance of it right there where they just have the defensive breakdown. Now, that said, this has been a phenomenal defensive performance today, holding Seattle to 44% shooting and just 1 of 9 from 3. And this is coming after that game in Dallas on Friday when the Wings literally did not make a 3 in the first half and finished that game with only 2 triples total, one of which came in garbage time late.
Right. And only shooting 9. And again, in this day and age, only shooting 9 threes well into the third quarter is almost foreign. We see 3 balls going up left and right majority of the time on the men and the women's side, of just how quick in transition they can get it, off the screens, off of the back communications. But I think we got to really credit to the Indiana Fever's defense on how well they're playing that 3 ball and playing well on the 3-point strike.
One thing that's really jumping off the box score right now as well for the Fever, this is amazing. 20 assists on their 23 made shots. So that's an assist rate of 87%. That is crazy good. Again, the Fever describe it as making the ball pop. And it is popping.
Yeah, seriously. Don't stop the pop.
After the timeout, Fever ball in navy and gold. Sid Colson playing point, get the screen up high from Lexi, another one from Demiris. Sid towards the Climate Pledge Arena logo right side. Now over to the left wing, not on the shot clock. Sophie cuts off ball, gets it between the rings, flips it to Dantas, right perimeter. Shot clock down to 2. Sydney cuts, nothing happening. Loses the ball, it's stolen by Seattle. For as good as they're passing it, the Fever have now committed 10 turnovers. Williams, right elbow, turnaround shot, rattles out, rebound, snatched down by Sophie, and she's fouled near the rim by Tiffany Mitchell.
That's a good board there. That was an important board right there. Sophie Cunningham, as she was able to get along with the foul, headed to the free throw line.
Sophie with 16 points, second most in the game to only Tosh Howard's 17. Consider Tosh averages about 12 a game and Sophie averages about 7 a game. They're exceeding their numbers. Bonus situation now, so really a regrettable foul by Seattle in the backcourt. But Sophie, uncharacteristically, misses the free throw in and out. Second best percentage on the team at the line this year at 86% coming into this game. 31 for 37 now on the year. As the Fever make a sub, Tosh out and Aaliyah back in. Second free throw for Sophie, and she hits it. Nothing but net. 58-48 Indiana, 2:10 to go, quarter 3. Skylar hop, skip, and a jump on the dribble across midcourt. Tamalunga between the rings, guarded by Dantas. Handoff, Williams to the left elbow. She travels. Lexi forced it. Lexi Hull should be first team all defense in the WNBA.
Hello? I mean, just flat out, just made up her mind that today I am going to play as hard as I can on the defensive end, and then the next game, and the next game. So definitely well deserved if she gets that award.
Sid on the bounce. The DD back to Sid. Between the rings, halfway through the shot clock. Bad pass. Trying to get to a rolling Dantas, but way out of her range. Seattle takes over with 1:46 to play in the third. Fever ahead, 58-48.
Yeah, I think even if Didi would have caught that, I think that would have been a tough basket to... It's not like she was home free. Don't need to force it there.
Diggins at point for Seattle. Colson marks her tight. switch. Lexi now guarding Diggins. No one switches, and Diggins then finds Williams wide open for a mid-range shot from the Sue Bird logo. It's 58-50. Colson pick and roll with AB, who gets it at the foul line. Guarded by Malonga. AB backing her down, spins again, and then her shot is blocked through a lot of contact that goes uncalled. Seattle trailing 58-50, but with some life here at home. Final minute, third quarter. Diggins orchestrating the offense. Left arc guarded by Colson. A screen from Agumake. Passes to her at the left elbow, and she knocks down the J over AB. 58-52 at a noisy Climate Pledge Arena. 47 seconds to go, third quarter.
Yeah, there's no time for panic here. You got to be able to stay on the
turnover, uncontested layup for Diggins. Finger rolls it in on the right side. And I can only imagine what it would sound like here if the upper deck wasn't only like 60% full.
Right, exactly.
58-54, Seattle making a run. Sophie to Lexi, left to right wing. 5 on the shot clock. Lexi to Sydney, off 1 foot, the floater doesn't drop. 14 seconds to go in the quarter as Seattle rebounds. They have a chance to make it a one-possession game going into the final quarter. Gabby Williams brings it across the timeline. 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Williams, and a whistle was called with 2.7 seconds remaining in the period. Just the fourth foul of the quarter on the Fever. They had one to give.
That's a good decision, too. It looked like Gabby was about to get loose.
Though the foul's on AB, I'd rather it not be her the one to commit it. That's her third. 58-54, Fever, Storm inbounding. Diggins left sideline to Agumake at the foul line. Heaves, misses to the left. And that concludes the third quarter. Fever had been up by 13. Now they lead by 4 going to quarter number 4. It's 58-54 in Seattle. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
The Indiana Fever trust OrthoIndy as their official orthopedic provider, and so can you. From game-time injuries to everyday mishaps, OrthoIndy Urgent Care is your fast, affordable alternative to the ER. Walk in, skip the wait, and see an orthopedic expert. No appointment needed. Injuries happen. OrthoIndy is ready. Find a location near you at orthoindy.com. OrthoIndy, trusted by the pros. Here for you.
Hey fans, Sophie Cunningham here. If you have private student loan debt and are behind or even in default, you gotta call my friends at YRefi. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. And YRefi does not care what your credit score is. Just give them a call at 888-YRefi-34. That's 888-YRefi-34. Or go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
What's the hottest ticket in town? The Indiana Fever. The best way to get there? Indigo. Catch the fever by catching the bus. Indigo's Mikey acts as your fast break pass to experience high-octane Fever basketball, all while avoiding parking fees and traffic jams. Playing your Fever game night with Indigo. Visit indigo.net/how-to-ride to plan your trip and get connected to Mikey. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the game. Indigo. The best way to catch the fever.
This is Leah Boston, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
AB with 6 points and 8 rebounds, also has a couple of assists and a pair of steals, even a block shot. All that to help the Fever lead the Storm 58-54. Going into the fourth quarter in Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena, where they've turned the lights off. The mascot, Doppler, at the center court logo, surrounded by the dance team. They're holding flashlights, trying to get the fans more involved. As the Fever had their 13-point lead trimmed to 4 here going into quarter number 4. So what's going to take to finish the job here for the Fever to win their 5th in a row?
Yeah, well, one thing, having that offensive fluidity, I like the way that we were moving the ball. We're having a lot of touches, but we also have to be aggressive in that as well and not pass up too many open opportunities. Stay on the glass, offensive, defensively, and then again, must get up on the defense.
With that in mind, fourth quarter underway. Seattle in their home white uniforms going right to left. The Fever have Mitchell, McDonald, Hull, Boston, and Howard out there. Ogwumike, left elbow turnaround shot short, and Boston corrals her 9th rebound of the day. McDonald playing point. Right wing, couple screens up high, veers to the left. Lexi cuts off ball, gets it right wing. Boston posting near the right elbow, guarded by the rookie Malonga. Pass on the right wing, McDonald, 5 on the shot clock. McDonald to a cutting Howard, the runner, rattles in. Tasha has 19 to lead all scorers back in a building where she helped to win a couple of titles. And it's 60-54, Fever with 9:10 to go.
That's it. Howard is cutting off the ball.
Malonga left post scores over Boston. The kid can play.
Yeah. You know, she's been a pro overseas in France for years.
McDonald to Howard in stride. What a dime! And Tosh scores again. She's up to 21.
Keep going, keep feeding her.
Her season high 26 at Atlanta now. McDonald with a steal. Airy off to the races. Righty layup. Good off glass as she crashes into the stanchion underneath the basket. Timeout Seattle. 64-56 Fever with 8:32 left. The Fever bringing the fight so far in the fourth. Breaking the action. You're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Fever fans, get ready to bring the heat. It's game day and Chicken Salad Chick is here to fuel your fandom. With 12 fresh made-from-scratch chicken salad flavors, pimento cheese, and egg salad, we've got the perfect meal for every fan. Dine in with us, grab a meal to go, or order ahead for pickup. With 7 local restaurants, deliciousness is always within reach. Chicken Salad Chick is a proud sponsor of the Indiana Fever. Visit chickensaladchick.com to order now.
Parents notice when something feels off. A look, a sound, a movement, a silence. Parents don't need all the answers, just the courage to ask the right questions. If a child may be showing signs of autism, early detection matters. Daymar is here to help with answers, support, and a team ready to help. Visit daymar.org today. Every child deserves a chance, and sometimes the most powerful move is to ask for help.
From buzzer beaters to buzzbait and cornhole to canoes, Academy Sports and Outdoors has all you need to find your fun. And when fun's the goal, anything is possible. We're here for pre-game gear-ups, camping trip do-withouts, and days when the best things in life happen right outside your back door. Swing by your local indie stores in Avon, Westfield, Greenwood, and Bloomington for the top brands in the game at undefeatable prices. There's no match for fun, and fun can't lose at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
When it comes to your education, WGU helps you stay in the game. Whether you're working full-time, raising a family, or juggling both, WGU's online accredited programs help you earn a degree in business, technology, education, or healthcare on your schedule. You can even score your degree faster by taking tests and turning in assignments as soon as you're ready. Join the thousands of students across Indiana who are making big plays for their future. Learn more at WGU.edu.
This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
This is Kelsey Mitchell, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
For a stretch of around a month, Kelsey Mitchell leading the WNBA in scoring. A couple of games ago against Phoenix, she had, by her standards, an off performance. Caitlin Clark out of the lineup with the right groin injury. And yet, somehow the Fever put up 107 against the Mercury, third most points in a game in franchise history. Well, today again, Kelsey not necessarily in flow, has 5 points on 1 of 10 shooting. And yet, it's the Fever leading in Seattle 64-56 with 8:32 to play.
Yeah, they're just getting it done. Just flat out getting it done. Everybody on the team has the ability to step up in bigger games, and that's exactly what's happening. And I got to point out McDonald, who has 9 points, but 8 assists, just leading the way.
As a team, 22 assists on their 26 made shots.
Yep.
Pretty unbelievable. After their timeout, the Storm have it going right to left. Diggins, left baseline, turns it over as a pass was too hot to handle from Ogwumike. Not what they drew up there during that timeout.
Right.
Fever looking to add on, up by 8, going left to right. McDonald guarded by Diggins. Volley pops it to AB, top of the key. Back to the basket, passes Lexi, wants 3 right side, off to the right, and the rebound underneath. Won by Seattle, though, then they give it up. Boston scores off the backboard right side. Play the Benny Hill music. 3 players for the Storm had it on the baseline, and somehow they lost the ball.
So all 3 of them, in some way, shape, or form, and pass it right to Aaliyah Boston.
Now Wheeler left baseline, pushing off against Mitchell. Gives it up to Ogwumike, driving right, no good. Boston with the rebound, but saves it underneath her basket to the other team, and Ogwumike sticks it in off an assist from Wheeler. Goodness, the last sequence for both sides will not be going to Springfield, Massachusetts. 66-58 Indiana, 7:25 to go, third quarter. McDonald between the rings, angling right, guarded by Tiffany Mitchell. Kelsey comes to get it up high, sends it left wing, Boston, handoff, McDonald, pick and roll, AB muscles it in. Over Ogwumike. 7 and change to play. Fever up by 10 on the road, 68-58. And AB's got a double-double for a 6th consecutive game and her 14th of the season, while Lexi commits a foul near the midcourt logo on Mitchell. Pauses the clock with 6:54 left.
I mean, I think the skinny up, and there's so much action on the offensive side up at the top of the key for the Fever, and you see the Storm squeezing through every action, every ball screen, and every handoff, and I think that's exactly what Lexi Holt just did, and they called it pretty quickly, so we'll see how that translates on the other side.
Both teams have shot 10 free throws in this game. Wheeler on the Climate Pledge Arena logo, right wing. Steph White on the sidelines, almost like an extra defender, arms up in the air, 2 on the shot clock at the foul line. It's a shot clock violation. Magmabor didn't get an off-balance shot off in time. There's that disruptiveness on defense that the Fever are seeking.
Just a flat-out attack there on that ball screen where you send the big to trap. You can't have an easy pass out of it. That's exactly why Eric Lewis struggled there.
AB wants the ball, left elbow, gets it now, shoots from the right elbow, too strong. Williams has the rebound for the Storm, and she's fouled by Howard with 6.5 minutes remaining. Fever leading 68-58. It's the 4th foul on Tosh, so individually foul situation-wise, she's the first Fever player with 4. Magmagor has 4 for the Storm. Yet 6 fouls in the WNBA.
Yeah, we'll take it. But my goodness, we've got to be able to get back. But I like the aggression there by Howard.
Diggins, left baseline drive against McDonald, draws a foul. Will shoot 2. And so now it's 3 fouls against the Fever here in this quarter, none yet on the Storm. Chloe Bibby to the scorer's table. And Bibby, what an addition. Multiple threes in each of her first 3 games for the Fever. First Indiana player to do that since Katie Douglas all the way back in 2008.
Wow.
Remember watching her?
Oh, what? Do I? Gosh, what a time. What a time. That was such a high moment for Bria Goss and all my teammates going to Fever games, watching her and Tully and Tamika, of course, back then, and just flat out ball.
Skylar Higgins probably remembers that too. She makes the first free throw, misses the second, flanking back iron, rebound Fever up 68-59, 6:08 to go. Mitchell, right wing, now up top, rise and fire, too strong on the 3, rebound Diggins, Lexi harassing in the backcourt, Diggins gets fire, Seattle pushing right to left, Diggins left elbow, McDonald slows her down, Bibby has the steal, outlet to the speedy Mitchell, layup, still can't go, rebound Seattle. Kelsey now 1 for 12 from the floor in this game. Williams whips it, right block. Magmagor banks it in. 68-61. Storm won't go away. 5:37 left.
Storm won't go away, and I think we should continue to be aggressive on offense, get that right shot.
Bibby trying to hand it off to Mitchell. Loose ball, foul on the Fever. It's on Mitchell. Lack of chemistry there in that situation for Bibby and Mitchell, with Seattle upping the defensive pressure. And so that's 4 fouls as a team on the Fever with 5:28 to go. Next one will put the Storm in the bonus. Now, Seattle, Diggins and their bench are having a temper tantrum, trying to claim that it should be a clear path foul, but I don't know.
Yeah. And honestly, I thought that's what the ref called initially, but you saw the other refs get in formation just for a regular side out of bounds.
They were windy after their last loss as well. Ogumake lean around Boston, no, rebounded by Aaliyah. 10 points, 11 rebounds for AB. 68-61 Fever about midway through the fourth quarter. McDonald to Mitchell at the foul line. Bounce pass. Boston, cut off glass, plus a foul. Right to the rim. 3-point play for Aaliyah Boston.
They had a great downhill attack by Kelsey Mitchell, got 2 feet in the paint and is attracting so many eyes. Nice little bounce pass to Aaliyah Boston for what looked like an easy 2, but definitely has some contact down there.
Aaliyah practices her form now, releases the ball, drills the free throw, lead back to 10, under 5 to go, 71-61 at Climate Pledge Arena. Wheeler handling for Seattle. Surging to the right elbow, to the right corner. Ogumake loses the handle. A steal for Kelsey. Mitchell, left to right. Dishes. AB scores right to the rim. Timeout Storm. With 4:42 to go, the Fever are up a dozen. It's 73-61. The finish coming up after this. You're listening to Indiana Fever basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Better Water starts with a free water analysis from C&J Water, proud partner of the Indiana Fever. From hard water solutions to pure, great-tasting drinking water, C&J Water is committed to helping you enjoy better water in every glass, load of laundry, and shower. Schedule your free water analysis today at cnjwater.com and discover how much better your water can be. C&J Water, local, trusted, and the choice of the Indiana Fever.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with Healthy Indiana plan benefits, we help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining health insurance.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks.
Yep.
With those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and non-stop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Niemann. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
This is Natasha Howard, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Now McDonald with a steal. Airy off to the races. Righty layup. Good off glass as she crashes into the stanchion underneath the basket. Timeout Seattle. 64-56 Fever with 8:32 left. There's our electric play of the game, powered by IBEW Local 481. IBEW Local 481, proudly powering your community. And in Seattle, where the court inside the three-point lines is covered with lightning bolts, Aari McDonald has been electric. She's on the cusp of a double-double. 9 points, 9 assists. The Fever lead by 12. 73-61, 4:42 left.
Yeah, she's getting it done. I mean, just being able to look for her shot along with getting her teammates involved. That double-double is coming very soon.
Seattle ball after their timeout. They work it. Right block in the rookie. Malonga scores off the window. 73-63, 4:23 to go. McDonald right perimeter to Chloe Bibby between the rings, angling left to Sophie. Cunningham surveys, floats a pass to AB, left elbow, fakes a handoff to Kelsey, gets it to Chloe. Long two over Malonga, doesn't drop. Rebound Ogwumike for the Storm. Ogwumike going coast to coast in the paint, puts it up and in. Timeout Steph White. 3:59 remaining. It's not over yet. 73-65 Fever. Each team now with one timeout remaining, plus the reset timeout. Fever have been called for 4 fouls in the quarter. The Storm only 1.
Yeah, you better believe, especially as this clock continues to dwindle down, they might start using that to their advantage. I think one thing that the Fever have to do is make it difficult for them to score. It can't be anything easy, nothing super fast and quick and in rhythm. You got to be able to stop the ball, get them into their sets and uncomfortable.
3:59 on the fourth quarter clock. 73-65 Fever. Indiana going for a 5th consecutive win. Currently tied in the standings with the Storm. Both teams 16-12. Knotted for 5th in the standings. They're on a busy day in the W. New York got some payback against Connecticut earlier today. It's after the Sun beat the Liberty earlier this weekend. Right now, Atlanta at home has a 14-point late fourth quarter lead on Washington. The Dream, one of the teams that the Fever and the Storm here are chasing a game ahead. Coming out of the timeout for the Fever and the Navy and Golds, it's Tosh, Aari, Kelsey, Sophie, and Aaliyah, the starting 5. Kelsey, right wing. Aaliyah comes to get it. Top of the arc. Dribble handoff to Aari, right side. 12 on the shot clock to Kelsey. Rise and fire the 3. Short rebound, Wheeler for Seattle. Wheeler, outlet pass. Deflected by Tosh. It rolls out towards the baseline. 2 seats to the left of Connor McCaffrey, Caitlin's boyfriend, who's made the trip out to the Pacific Northwest. Basically has the same seat he does at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
Right. Literally the exact same.
Former Iowa Hawkeye. Inbound goes to the former Fighting Irish star Diggins. Up top now, Wheeler wide open, left wing 3. Got it. This is the second 3 of the game for Seattle. Fever only have 4 4 threes today, all made by Sophie Cunningham. Just a weird afternoon. Boston in the paint. Post moves. No good off glass. Rebound ripped down by Wheeler. Fever lead trimmed down to 5. Wheeler driving towards the left elbow. Now passes up top to Malonga. To the right elbow. Back to Wheeler. Left wing guarded by Howard. Wheeler right around to Malonga's screen. On the handle against Boston. Shot clock under 10. A whistle away from the ball against Sophie, who was trying to contain Ogwumike with 3 minutes to go. 5th foul of the quarter. It'll be 2 free throws for Nneka Ogwumike.
And this is a tough situation that the Fever have put themselves in. You know, one of the biggest things is they had a big lead of 13 at one point and couldn't capitalize. But the Storm team has just rallied and just started inching away.
This game was close from the get-go. Fever led by 1 at the end of the first quarter. They were +7 in the second quarter to lead by 8 at the half, but first free throw good for Ogwumike. So yeah, that 13-point advantage at one point in the third quarter now. Down to 4. Second free throw, in and out. Rebound, Cunningham to McDonald in the backcourt. Across the timeline. Airy on the bounce. Tight defense from Wheelers. Down in a stance. Airy passes, right elbow. Kelsey behind the back looking for AB. It rolls out of bounds off Seattle. Well, Kelsey might have had the assist of the year on Friday in Dallas. Similar spot on the court in front of the foul line. She no-looked it behind the back to Boston. But not this time yet. The Fever keep it. Airy, baseline out of bounds. The inbounder scans, surveys, floats it into Sophie. Fakes left. Now motions with her right hand for Airy, who comes to get the ball and drops it. It rolls into the back court. And that's an over and back turnover. 15th turnover of the game committed by the Fever. Both teams have committed 15 turnovers. Tough schedule this year for everyone in the W. More games than ever before. Lots of travel. The Storm had a double overtime game on Friday night. We'll see what's left in the tank here for both sides.
Yeah, this is tough.
Both teams have gotten 9 deep today. Wheeler driving right boulevard. Fadeaway shot over Boston. Misses to the left. Rebound Indiana. 2:25 to go. Fever ball up by 4. McDonald at point. Right sideline. It's a steal from Tiggins. Skyler down the floor. Tosh chase down. Miss layup. Malonga tries to get the offensive rebound. No. Skyler does and 1. Tiggins stopping her feet around the left elbow. An emotional bucket for her. And the fans at Climate Pledge Arena standing and clapping for the Storm.
Man, that's tough. I mean, the steal, the miss, the rebound. I thought she dunked it. I thought that was a putback dunk for a second.
She dunked in warm-ups.
She did, and it wasn't there. But then another offensive opportunity for Skylar Diggins to capitalize on that third-time play.
So from up 13 up just 1 with 2:10 to go. 73-72. McDonald picks up the dribble between the rings, having trouble communicating with her teammates. Foul, though, called against Malonga, who is out to pressure Boston. It seemed like Airy almost was indicating to Ali, I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's so loud here. It is tough, and that does happen when you're on the floor when it's in London.
Sideline out of bounds. Cunningham to Howard to Mitchell. On the arena logo right side. Mitchell around a screen. Long 2 up top. Got it! Kelsey's confidence doesn't waver. 75-72, under 2 to play.
Big bucket, Kelsey Mitchell, who struggled all game, but still putting it up with confidence.
Fever defending, up by 3. Malonga in the paint, guarded by Howard. Turnaround shot with the right hand, misses to the right. Howard snatches the rebound. Diggins pressures. Howard pivoting, puts it on the floor, and a reach-in foul on Diggins. With a 1:39 left. 4th foul of the quarter on Seattle. Out of free throw situation. Cunningham inbounds in the backcourt to McDonald's. Starting 5 on the floor for the Fever, trying to finish it on the road. Mitchell, right perimeter, drives, top of the key, passes right wing McDonald, feeds, high right arc, AB, looks for help, gets it to Kelsey, shoots a 3, misses to the right, Malonga with the rebound for Seattle. 80 seconds to go. Fever up by 3, Storm with the ball. Williams, left perimeter. To Ogwumike, towards the right elbow, guarded by Boston, towards the baseline, pass right wing, Diggins for 3, misses to the left, the 6'6" Malonga gets the offensive rebound, reload, Diggins, right arc, fires a 3, too strong, Cunningham catches notches the rebound. Final minute, Fever still up by 3. 75-72 in Seattle. Mitchell slows down the pace, bounces near the green and gold logo at midcourt. Williams gives her a few feet of space. Kelsey going downhill left around an AB screen. Pick and pop. AB at the foul line. Passes right wing. Airy tees up a 3. Doesn't go. Off to the right. Rebound Ogwumike with 35 seconds remaining. A whistle and a timeout called by Seattle. With 35.8 to go. 75-72 Fever. That's the final timeout for the Storm, excluding the reset timeout.
Man, this is about as dramatic of a fashion show this could be. My goodness. Both of those Skylar Diggins threes looked good from this angle. I thought they were going down, and she clapped in some emotion there. It just did not happen on both sides. But coming back, I thought that was a great look on our end. We slowed it down. We got a wide open shot and looked good. Just did not capitalize. So here, coming out of this timeout, I don't know how much Steph White is talking to them about the importance of this possession, but you've got to be able to be alert. There's still 35 seconds left on the clock, so they don't necessarily need a 3, but you want to guard the 3 ball very, very well, like your life depended on it.
And for the game, again, what a unusual situation in the year 2025. Seattle 2 for 12 from behind the arc, and the Fever 4 for 22. And for the Fever, it's Sophie Cunningham 4 for 5. Everyone else does 0 for 17.
Rough shooting night from that 3-point arc that we've seen. That could be fatigue. That could just be trying to find the rhythm, this arena. But you can't let your confidence waver. If you have a wide open shot, take it.
Fever breaking the huddle with the starting 5 intact for Seattle. An exception to their starting 5, the 19-year-old from France, Dominique Malunga, in the game. Their starting center, Ezzy Magmagor, not on the court. Sideline out of bounds, the former Fever star Erica Wheeler inbounding. Kelsey Mitchell in her vicinity. Skylar Diggins comes to get it near midcourt. Here we go, 33 seconds left. Fever up by 3. Diggins driving left baseline, passes right corner. Wheeler in front of the Fever bench. 3 short, ball knocked out of bounds off Indiana. Seattle gets another crack at it with 26.1 seconds left. 14 on the shot clock. Steph White emphatically clapping her hands, trying to get her team to get another stop.
Yeah, that was a great play from Seattle on their bench.
Wheeler now falls down in the left corner as she was cutting to get the ball. Instead, the Storm get it to Diggins. Right wing passes. Ogwumike for 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound, Williams. 17 seconds left in the game. Fever up by 3. Storm ball. Malunga in the paint. Turnaround shot. Rolls in. 10.7 seconds left. Fever up by 1, 75-74 as Steph White sprints to the baseline to get the attention of the official, Marcy Williams, to call a timeout. And this will be a traditional timeout. So both teams now out of timeouts, with the exception of their reset timeout for the final 10.7 seconds.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to find a way to get it into either Kelsey Mitchell or Sophie Cunningham, who have been great at the line. But offensive rebounds have got to be there. Those second and third chance opportunities can't happen. We've got to be able to clear the board and go. However, looking back at this film, all in all, has been a great defensive presence, defensive effort. But boy, getting up on those long boards, it was a tough situation. Those long shots calls for long rebounds.
Yeah, 6 offensive rebounds today for Seattle.
Yeah.
Malunga with a couple of them, as she's got 12 points off the bench and 5 boards.
And, we talked about, the fact that she's in over Magmagor right now, and she's been a pro. She's a young player, 19 years old, been playing in the top league. Tony Parker from the Spurs classified her as a young Wimbiana back in just a year or two ago. So just being able to see, what she's been able to do at a high level of basketball, she has a long, beautiful career ahead of her as well.
All right, Fever 75, Storm 74, 10.7 seconds left. Sophie Cunningham's the inbounder on the sideline opposite of us. Aries in the backcourt. The other three players front court right. Sophie looking. Kelsey comes to get it. Kelsey drives, lefty layup, good off glass. Storm now using their reset timeout with 8.1 seconds to go. Tosh Howard scrambles to the scorer's table. She's coming in for defense. Lexi had been on the court. She's back to the bench. 8.1 seconds to go. Fever 77, Storm 74. Near sideline, out of bounds. Williams, the inbounder. Two players around the foul line for Seattle, two outside the arc. Diggins cuts to the ball. Williams doesn't give it to her. Instead to Wheeler. Try to draw a foul. Now Williams open. Look at a three. Fever were trying to foul. Doesn't go. Rebound Boston. And she's fouled in the backcourt as the clock continues to run. The officials are telling teams this game's not over yet, even though the clock reads all zeros. A foul was called. With time on the clock. The fifth foul of the quarter against the Storm. So Boston will go to the line with a chance to put it away.
About as awkward as it could get there from Erica Wheeler, who it looked like was trying to get into some kind of shooting rhythm to get to the free throw line for a foul. Passed the ball before, but it stunned.
Right, it kind of worked out. It was so chaotic that all of a sudden Gabby Williams was wide open for three, but missed. Fever up by three. AB can make it a two-possession game. The first free throw, good. 78-74, 2.3 put on the clock. Aaliyah practices her form. A bounce, the free throw. Too strong. Rebound Seattle. Just don't foul. They don't get a shot off, and that does it. Final score, Fever 78, Storm 74. And now you know the Fever have won 5 in a row, extending their longest winning streak of this season. And Indiana moves past Seattle in the standings.
That's how you do it. That's how you get it done on the road. We still have 2 more games on this long away stretch. And although it wasn't a pretty 40 minutes, it was a relentless 40 minutes. As things could have easily crumbled right before their eyes, but they did a great job coming together, especially at the end there. The confidence piece from Kelsey Mitchell and just a full-out effort from Aaliyah Boston. Yet another double-double, just continuously going out, making it work, baby.
Put it in the category of more gritty than pretty. 78-74 Fever over Seattle. Aaliyah Boston being interviewed by Holly Rowe near the Indiana bench. Unfortunately, we won't have a post-game interview for you here today, but we do have continuing coverage from Climate Pledge Arena, where the Fever take down the Storm for the second time this season. And today the final score, 78-74. So stick with us. When we come back, we'll put a bow on this one. We'll look ahead as the road trip out west continues. And then we're all building up to the W's greatest postgame show with Eddie Garrison. So a 78-74 dub for the Fever in Seattle. Postgame after this. You're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Hey fans, Sophie Cunningham here. If you have private student loan debt and are behind or even in default, you got to call my friends at YRefi. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. And YRefi does not care what your credit score is. Just give them a call at 888-YRefi-34. That's 888-YRefi-34. Or go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
What's the hottest ticket in town? The Indiana Fever. The best way to get there? Indigo. Catch the fever by catching the bus. Indigo's Mikey acts as your fast break pass to experience high-octane Fever basketball, all while avoiding parking fees and traffic jams. Plan your Fever game night with Indigo. Visit indigo.net/how-to-ride to plan your trip and get connected to Mikey. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the game. Indigo, the best way to catch the fever.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025.
This is Sophie Cunningham, and you're listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Another game where it's really the we over any me, as Sophie and the Fever collectively beat the Storm 78-74 at Climate Pledge Arena. John Nolan back with Bria Goss, producer Eddie Garrison, engineer Brenna Rogers. Well, they had to sweat it out again. It seems like that's definitely been a theme over the course of the season for the Fever, who at one point were up by 13 in the second half. Eke it out 78-74, while Seattle had some chances to tie it up in the last minute.
Yeah, they did, and maybe it just goes back to the lack of three-point shooting from the first three quarters as to why they couldn't get hot in that last one. But nonetheless, I think overall, a really well job there by the Indiana Fever as they just continue to be gritty. I don't think, being pretty at this stage, too, is at the forefront, but you want to be able to rack up games just like this. Would they probably prefer to win by 40? Probably, but these are the types of games that can get them over the hump. The more that they practice, they can get them over the hump here in this upcoming playoff. So I know we still have a lot of basketball to play, but overall, all in all, I think Steph White should be pretty happy and pleased with how this team has been playing and getting the things done.
Chuckling in the background, I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but some kind of smoke things going off in the arena that usually they'd have firing maybe after a Storm win, but it was a Fever win here today, 78-74. A really remarkable stat from this game, 27 assists on 32 made shots for Indiana. So that is an 84% rate of their made shots being assisted. That is easily a season high. And really just off the charts. You hardly ever see any team assist on nearly 85% of their made shots. But again, it just speaks to how the ball's popping. Yeah. Everyone's involved.
Yes, it's so many touches, and everybody's open at some point, and they're able to find them. I mean, credit to McDonald, who's finished with 9 and 9. But it's very near to a double-double. But that 9 assists coming and just being able to find open players cutting to the basket or up ahead or off the screen. So very, very unselfish basketball by her. And then, of course, Cunningham, who just lit it up. And they were able to find her not only in transition, but just off of the plays that were drawn up.
Sophie finishing with a season-high 17 points, so her highest scoring game as a member of the Fever, while Leah Boston had a double-double, 16 points, 12 rebounds. Tosh Howard led all scorers with 21 points, 10 of 12 from the field, 5 rebounds, also 5 assists for Tosh, while Aerie led everyone in the game in assists with 9, and she contributed 9 points as well. Kelsey Mitchell, 9 points, 5 assists, a couple of rebounds, and even though it certainly wasn't a typical shooting game for him, with how much work she's put in over the years, how many times she has stepped up, that she wasn't shy when they still needed a big bucket late.
Yeah.
And was able to knock one down, and sort of out of the norm here of late in terms of the bench production. Damiris Dantas, 6 points all coming in the first half. Those were the only points from the Fever bench in this game. Nevertheless, like we talk about often, Lexi Holmes, someone who provides so much defensively that doesn't necessarily flash in a box score, and got some help off the bench from Sydney Colson and Chloe Bibby too. KK Timpson did not play today, so just 9 players used. Brianna Turner did not play either, and Caitlin Clark continues to be out with injury. And similar for Seattle, they're a team where all 5 members of their starting lineup have been all-stars at one point in their career. You got the exciting rookie Dominique Malonga coming off the bench, but otherwise they don't have too much else. Tiffany Mitchell, the former Fever standout, played more than 20 minutes today, had 4 points, but yeah, they're pretty thin. They really only used, I think, 7 players in the second half.
Yeah, and it was a little surprising that Alicia Clark didn't play, where they probably needed some more defensive stops, especially come down towards the end of that game there. And she's a winner. She knows how to win. She's been on championship teams. And coming back to Seattle this year, more of a vocal leader than actually going out there and playing. So she only had 6 minutes. But I was a little shocked that they weren't able to rotate her and find some minutes, especially come towards the end of the game there.
Yeah, she's kind of hitting the end of the road perhaps in her career at age 38. She did not play at all last game and has been in a shooting slump. So in any case, once more the Fever improved to 17-12 on the season here on this season-long 5-game winning streak. We're going to have to check in with our research department to determine the last 6-game winning streak, which the Fever will have a chance for next time out Tuesday night in Los Angeles against the Sparks. So they'll be traveling here later today. Tomorrow, a chance to gear up in LA in that game on Tuesday night. It'll be a 10 o'clock tip on Tuesday night, and our coverage will start on 9:45. And yeah, like a lot of things, the last time the Fever had won 6 in a row came a decade ago, 2015, a season in which the Fever made the WNBA Finals, came up just a game away from a title.
Man, and you remember watching those? Because I was front row watching.
Oh, I wasn't that close, but TV.
TV. Oh, no.
I was second row TV.
There we go.
Behind the couch.
Yeah, but no, some good basketball was being played back then, and so good to see. And even if we, visit the Fever, just 5 years ago and where they're at and where they are today, and just how it's night and day, and just how fluent they're playing and how on the same accord they're playing. So very, very similar to that 2015 team as far as they know how to get wins. They know how to get stops down in late game stretches, and you see a lot of that mirroring here with this team. So super excited to see where this team can go.
Find a way, and
find a way.
Obviously, this team still has another level or then some they can reach. Working Caitlin back in hopefully later this month. Of course, that'll be a challenge in its own way, but a challenge you gladly welcome here. As right now, this crew getting the job done, winning today in Seattle, 78-74. Bria will break things down even deeper coming up with Eddie Garrison in a little bit. Eddie will have more numbers for you also. But I guess for us here right now, Bria, any final thought?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really excited with where this team can go. I always forget that Caitlin isn't playing right now, so having CC back in the lineup and seeing where we could also use her and continue to get better makes me really, really excited to see where this group can go. And I'm super excited for Tuesday as well, as we owe LA at this point.
I was just going to bring that up. You don't have to worry, I would think, about the Fever letting up here and feeling content on the 5-game winning streak, because they've played the Sparks twice, both at home at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and lost both of those games. So certainly going to have some revenge in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Brink being back and seeing where the swing of those things can go, I'm like I said, I'm pumped. Let's play today.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. I say that as a person who did not play. I'm sure they want.
Well, our legs are fresher than theirs at this point. As the Fever here beat the Storm, leading Seattle to lose consecutive games for the first time since late May into the 1st of June. So, adding to the impressive nature of winning on the road here in this building and in front of a big crowd as well. So, one last time for us. Final score, Fever 78, Storm 74. Big thanks to Eddie Garrison, our studio producer, who will transition to his role as the host of the W's Greatest postgame show momentarily. Appreciate the help of our on-site engineer, Brenna Rogers. For Bria Goss, this is Sean Nolan. Most of all, saying thanks to you for listening, and so long from Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle.
You've been listening to Indiana Fever Basketball on the Old National Bank Radio Network.
Step back, fire, good! Caitlin for three!
Playoff games in the first week of August are always fun, and that's how this one felt out in Seattle. The Indiana Fever victorious 78-74. They hold on to win. They struggled down the stretch offensively, but they got enough stops defensively tonight. 78-74. They have won 5 consecutive games. They are 5 games over 500, 17-12, and they are in sole position right now of 5th in the WNBA standings. I'll have a breakdown of how things look in the standings after this one because everything is so jumbled up. And the New York Liberty played earlier today. The Atlanta Dream were playing as well. So it's just a very, very busy day in the WNBA, but we've got to get back out to Climate Pledge Arena. That is where Fever Radio Network analyst Bria Goss joins me. Bria, I'm going to start our conversation off with how I open the postgame show. Playoff games in the month of August and the first week are always fun, are they not?
Man, always. And it's a vibe. So I'm loving it. The WNBA is a movement right now and everyone's tuned in. So yeah, no, it's always great.
Remember the question I asked you 2 nights ago about how important it was to win these games without Caitlin Clark?
Yes.
Remember
yes,
the reply?
No, I don't.
Well, duh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tonight, another one of those games where it would have been very, very helpful for the Fever to have her, not only because of her three-point shooting, but just the fact that it felt like Indiana struggled in the fourth quarter to kind of get into the flow of the offense, but they just found ways late.
Yeah, they did. And I think it's so important to point that out that this team is finding ways to get it done. And honestly, and I learned this in college, the coaches don't really care, how it looks. It's just get the dub and capitalize on it. Of course, they want to continue to grow and get better, but just get the dub and we can worry about things later. And I think that's exactly where their mindset is. And again, with it not being as pretty, there's definitely things to tune up and there's things to get better with. But right now, they have to be feeling good back in that locker room and into tonight as we fly into LA.
I know Ari McDonald didn't have an efficient game tonight scoring the basketball, but I thought she did a terrific job defensively. And then through the first, 3.5 quarters, she did a good job of getting the Fever within their offense and where they wanted to go. Plus, the 2 steals were really big tonight as well.
Man, just floor general. Okay, she does. She came in, not starting with this team, but you can't tell. It seems like she's been with this team the whole time. As she's really just settled in and found her way, found her niche into this game. It has been super productive, especially offensively, getting them into offensive sets. And one thing about being a point guard, not only do you have to know everybody's position, but you have to run a play and call a play that is going to work. I'm going to call X play because the defense isn't good on this coverage. And I think she does that really well, and I think that she's going to continue to grow and with this team.
I know Natasha Howard leads the team in scoring, but if you had to give an MVP award tonight, I think it arguably goes to Sophie Cunningham because she was their three-point shooting.
Yeah, she was literally hitting all 4 of Indiana Fever's 3 balls, and at one point was 4 for 4. And so, in that 5th one, that looked really good too. So, bit of a heat check, but she might as well have just kept on letting it go, and just kind of seeing where she can get in as well. I love the way her confidence has come by, and she has always been a 3-point shooter in this league, but it didn't start that way in the beginning of the season. So now seeing where she's going on the defensive end and what she can bring on the offensive end, she's got to be extremely proud of herself.
The Fever are 2-0 on the road trip, which means they will not have a losing record. It will continue on Tuesday in Los Angeles. 10 o'clock p.m. tip on Tuesday night. I'll have the pregame coverage at 9:45, and Bria and I will chat post-game. Bria, safe travels to L.A., and we'll talk Tuesday night. It's probably Wednesday morning, maybe even, by the time that game gets over.
I know. Thanks so much, Eddie.
Tonight, the Indiana Fever 78, Seattle Storm 74. We'll continue with the post-game coverage, have some notes to share with you as well. Take a look around the WNBA, as I mentioned. 5 games in total, and things are all jumbled up now in the WNBA standings. All that coming right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Here's what's going on with The Fan.
Hope Plumbing and HVAC is proud to sponsor our Colts player interviews all training camp long on The Fan. Catch daily video clips of The Fan's social channels. And if you're hot, call Hope. Plumbing you trust, comfort you feel.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more at the grand opening of the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com.
Cover me!
Radio 1 is seeking a general sales manager to lead our sales operations in Indianapolis. The ideal candidate will bring a strong track record in sales leadership, team development, and revenue generation across both traditional media and digital platforms. This role requires a bachelor's degree and 2 to 4 years related experience and/or training or equivalent combination. To view the full job listing and apply, go to urban1.com/careers. Applicants are subject to a background check. Radio 1 is an equal opportunity employer.
Did you know up to 50% of outdoor water use is wasted? And did you know that there are things you can do to help change that? Indiana American Water suggests that you water early or late in the day to reduce evaporation. Also, be sure to fix any leaks and skip watering when rain is in the forecast. Consider rain barrels, mulch your garden, and use drip irrigation for your plants. Be water wise. Conserve today, sustain tomorrow. Find more conservation tips at Indiana American Water's Wise Water Use Resources at indianaamwater.com.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world that we call home. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, together we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at Rotary.org/action.
I'm Eddie Garrison, and this is 93.5 and 107.5, the Fans post-game coverage of the 78-74 win for the Indiana Fever tonight over the Seattle Storm. Let's recap this one. Throughout the course of this 5-game winning streak for the Indiana Fever, which ties their longest winning streak since last season, they will have a chance to go for their 6th consecutive win. Tuesday night will be the first 6-game winning streak if they can defeat the LA Sparks on Tuesday night since that 2015 season, which was the last time the Fever were 5 games over 500. But during the course of this 5-game winning streak, Indiana has really not played well in the first quarter of the game, specifically with taking care of the basketball. In the previous 2 games, they turned the ball over 6 times in the first quarter. Tonight, they turned it over 7 times, but they still found a way to lead after the first 10 minutes of play, 17-16. And Natasha Howard was the leading scorer for the Fever in the first quarter with 6 points. The second quarter, much better for the Indiana Fever offensively, only turning the basketball over once. They shot 61% from the field. Natasha Howard again had 6 points, so she was leading all scorers at the break with a dozen. Indiana outscored Seattle in the second quarter 25-18, resulting in an 8-point halftime advantage of 42-34. And at one point in the second quarter, Indiana's lead was as large as 10 points. And the Fever did a lot of their damage in the first half in the paint. That was a big key of mine entering the game, was dominating the paint just because of how bad Seattle has been in the last 5 games at defending the paint. They gave up 38 points per game in the paint, second most in the WNBA entering the contest. They gave up 30 in the opening half to the Indiana Fever, and largely because Indiana was 2 of 11 on three-pointers, both of those threes coming from Sophie Cunningham on 2 attempts. She was the only other player outside of Natasha Howard in double figures in the first 20 minutes, and Sophie had 10. for the Indiana Fever. The leading scorer at halftime for Seattle, 2 players tied with the lead, Skylar Diggins with 7 points and Nneka Onwuemeke with 7 points as well. Things took a little bit of a shift in the third quarter. Indiana's offense started to stall. Sophie Cunningham led them in scoring by scoring 7 of the team's 16 points. They were only outscored by 4 points in the quarter after Seattle was able to convert 9 of their 15 two-pointers, missing both 3-point shot attempts. And going into the final quarter of play, Indiana was on top by 4, 58-54. They had a little bit of a burst to start the fourth quarter. Did the Indiana Fever forced Seattle to call a timeout after Natasha Howard and Ari McDonald scored 6 points right out of the gate, and it felt like things were getting away from Seattle for a moment. They call a timeout, they regroup, they make things interesting, especially in the final couple of minutes. Indiana's offense hit a wall, and I think that's putting it lightly. Skylar Diggins converted a 3-point play with 2:14 to go. It was 73-72. And at that time, it was a 10-0 run for the Seattle Storm that brought them within a point. And they had a chance to force a stop, to give themselves an opportunity for the lead for the first time in the second half. Instead, Kelsey Mitchell, who had only made 1 basket up until this point of the contest, she's able to pull up, get to her spot, and knock down the 20-foot jumper that puts the Fever on top, 75-72. Then Indiana gets a stop. Kelsey Mitchell misses a 3-pointer. That would have been the dagger. But the defense for Indiana found a way to prevent Seattle from converting 3 consecutive 3-point tries, actually 4. They had 4 different looks at threes, and they did not convert. They did get a field goal with 12 seconds left. Indiana calls a timeout to advance the basketball, and out of the timeout, Sophie Cunningham finds Kelsey Mitchell off the inbound play, and Kelsey gets right to the basket to score, making it 77-74. The Fever have to go play defense. They have to hold Seattle to without a 3-pointer, which had been pretty much all night long, or all day long. I guess it's not nighttime just quite yet. Seattle in the game, 2 of 15 from 3-point range. Indiana made that 2 of 15 with the stop. Aaliyah Boston gets the rebound. She makes 1 free throw. She misses the second. And that is how the Indiana Fever win tonight, 78-74. Their 5th consecutive win. They are 5 games over 500. And this is how it sounded right here on The Fan with John Nolan.
Subert watching this game courtside as Williams in front of her, crosses over left to right, driving right baseline, misses. Rebound, Bibby. Bounce pass near midcourt to Mitchell. Kicks it left wing. Sophie, pull up 3. Yes! Transition triple. And the Fever retake the lead, 17-15, 2:30 to go, first quarter. Oh, pick and pop. Dotsis wants 3, but it's short. Lexi, offensive rebound underneath. Doesn't eye the rim. Instead, passes to Howard, who scores off the backboard. Lexi, too unselfish probably in that situation, but the Fever score anyway. It's 24-22. 34-32, Fever. Indiana in navy and gold. Right to left. McDonald, right perimeter, gets a screen from Howard to the foul line. Bounce pass left elbow. AB square to the rim, driving and banks it in. Aaliyah Boston, a force inside. It's 36-32 Fever, under 2 to go, quarter 2. That concludes the first half. It's the Fever 42 and the Storm 34. Howard to Mitchell, left arc to Cunningham, left corner. She's on fire. The Show Me State native showing something on the road. 45-36 Indiana. Fever matching the largest lead, up 10. Sophie, left wing 3. She can't miss. 4 for 4 from 3. 5 for 5 from the field. Woo-wee. Sophie's got the threes. And it's 55-42 Fever midway through the third quarter. Timeout Seattle. Sophie's now leading all scorers with 16 points, matching her season high. McDonald to Howard in stride. What a dime! And Tosh scores again. She's up to 21.
Keep going, keep feeding her.
Her season high 26 at Atlanta. Now McDonald with a steal. Airy off to the races. Righty layup. Good off glass as she crashes into the stanchion underneath the basket. Timeout Seattle. 64-56 76 Fever with 8:32 left. All right, Fever 75, Storm 74, 10.7 seconds left. Sophie Cunningham's the inbounder on the sideline opposite of us. Aries in the backcourt. The other three players front court right. Sophie looking. Kelsey comes to get it. Kelsey drives, lefty layup, good off glass. Final score, Fever 78, Storm 74. And now you know the Fever have won 5 in a row, extending their longest winning streak of this season. And Indiana moves past Seattle in the standings.
Let's take a look inside the box score now. That's how it sounded right here on the Fan with John Nolan and Bria Goss. The leading scorer for the Indiana Fever with 21 points was Natasha Howard. 8th time this year that Natasha Howard has eclipsed 20 points. In the 3rd time this year, she has led the team in scoring. She also had 5 rebounds and 5 assists, a steal and a block in the win tonight for Indiana in 32 minutes. She was 10 of 12 on the floor, 1 miss inside the 3-point line. The Payless Liquors Player of the Game brought to you each and every game by Payless Liquors. Get more and pay less at Payless Liquors is Sophie Cunningham tonight. 5 of 6 from the field, 4 of 5 on 3-pointers. The rest of the team was 0 of 17 behind the arc, and she was 3 of 4 at the foul line, tallying up to a season high 17 points in the win for the Indiana Fever. She chipped in with 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and played a whopping 33 minutes in this one tonight for the Indiana Fever, and that's why she was your Payless Liquors Player of the Game, brought to you after every game by Payless Liquors. Get more and pay less at Payless Liquors. Natasha Howard had the 21, Sophie Cunningham with the 17. Third up in scoring for Indiana, Aaliyah Boston with a double-double. She had 16 points, 12 boards, 3 steals, 2 assists, and 1 block. It is the 14th double-double of the season for Aaliyah and her 6th consecutive game with a double-double, extending her career high. No other players for Indiana in double figures, but to round out the starting 5, Ari McDonald recorded a season high 9 assists. She also had 9 points to go with those 9 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Ari played 33 minutes. She missed all 5 3-point tries. Kelsey Mitchell struggled with her shot tonight, only the 2nd time this year that she's been held under double figures. She had 9 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. 3 of 16 from the floor, 0 of 8 from downtown, and 3 of 4 at the foul line. Only 6 points from the bench tonight for Indiana, and those coming from Damaris Dantas. She had 6 points and 1 assist. She was 3 of 7. Chloe Bibby, who had made a 3 in each of the previous 3 games that she had played in an Indiana uniform, she was 0 of 1 tonight. It was a 2-point shot in 6 minutes. Sydney Colson missed her only shot, and Lexi Hull did not convert a shot. She was 0 of 3, but she did have 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Indiana, 27 assists tonight on 32 made baskets, and when they record at least 23 assists, they are a tough out for certain. I'll have that in just 1 second. But Indiana, as a team, 48% from the field, 18% from 3-point range, 4 of 22, 0 of 17. Players not named Sophie Cunningham, and that 18.2% beyond the arc is the worst percentage of the season for Indiana, and it is 5 consecutive wins for them. In the rebounding category, they were -1 against Seattle. They turned the ball over 16 times, did the Fever, recorded 9 steals and 3 blocks. On the other side of things, for the Storm, only 3 players in double figures had the starting lineup, 1 off the bench. Nneka Onwuka led the team in scoring with 16 points. Gabby Williams had 12 points. Ezi Megbador had 8 points. Skylar Diggins with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And off the bench, it was Dominique Malunga with a dozen for Seattle. They are 16 and 13 this year, 8 and 7 at home. And the Fever are 8 and 6 away from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Seattle shot 44% from the field, 2 of 15 from 3-point range, 13.3%. That ties the second lowest percentage by an opponent against the Indiana Fever this season. And it is the 8th time that the Fever have held their opponent under 5 threes in a game. That is absolutely remarkable when you think about it from that perspective of where they're at right now in the season. That's why they are the best team in the WNBA at defense when it comes to three-pointers. They turned the ball over 14 times, did the Seattle Storm. They went to the line 15 times. They missed 3 of them. They only recorded 20 assists compared to Indiana's 27 tonight on their 30 made baskets. They also had 9 steals and recorded 2 blocks in the loss tonight. We'll get to the WNBA standings in a moment, but it was a busy day. And still more to come in the WNBA. 2 other games have gone final. One prior to the start of the Indiana Fever game. That was the New York Liberty and the Connecticut Sun. The Liberty back in the win column. They snapped their 4-game winning streak. 87-78 over Connecticut. Sabrina Ionescu, game of the year for sure for her. 36 points and 11 rebounds, a double-double. She missed 8 of her 22 shots tonight. Or I guess I should say today. Ionescu was absolutely fantastic. 2 other games that have gone final, one being the Indiana Fever. The other was the Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics. With that win for the New York Liberty, they're 18-10. Connecticut is 5-22. The Atlanta Dream pick up a win. They are 18-11. The Mystics are 2 games under 500, 13-15, following the 99-83 loss. Kiki Iriafen, and the loss for Washington, had 22 points. Leading all players with 23 points was Brianna Jones for Atlanta. Naz Hillman with a double-double, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and Alicia Gray had 22 points in the win for Atlanta. 2 games still to come at 6 o'clock. The Phoenix Mercury are in Chicago taking on the Sky, and then the Golden State Valkyries are on the road in Las Vegas taking on the Aces. That game, too, tips off at the top of the hour. All right, this is how things stand right now in the WNBA standings. You've got the Minnesota Lynx who are running away with the best record right now in the WNBA. They are 24-5, sitting second is the New York Liberty. They are 5.5 back from Minnesota and a half game advantage over Atlanta in third, who is 18-11. The Phoenix Mercury are 16-11, and by percentage points, they are 1 game behind the Atlanta Dream in the standings. And because of percentage points, the Indiana Fever are tied right now with Phoenix for 4th in the WNBA, even though they have played 2 less games than the Fever. They're 16-11. The Fever are 17-12. On the heels of the Fever, a game behind them are the Seattle Storm. They're 16-13. 2 games behind Indiana, the Golden State Valkyries. They're 14-13, 9 games out of first. The Fever, if you're wondering, they are a game out of third and a game and a half out of second, 7 games out of first. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Indiana still has 3 matchups against the Minnesota Lynx, the first of which coming in 19 days at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Once again, the final score, the Indiana Fever 78, the Seattle Storm 74. Next up for the Fever, they will play Tuesday night, 10 o'clock at night, because they're on the West Coast. They'll be taking on the Los Angeles Sparks. They will look to win the first game of this series. Los Angeles won the previous 2 meetings at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the last one on July 5th, 89-87. In the season series against Seattle, the Fever have clinched the head-to-head tiebreaker. They lead 2 games to none. The last game coming on August the 26th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. At the top of the hour, we'll have Sunday Night Baseball right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. That'll be the Detroit Tigers and the Philadelphia Phillies. That coverage here in 15 minutes. Thank you for listening to Fever postgame coverage right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more at the grand opening of the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com.
Cover me!
Indiana Tech gave these grads more than just a degree. It gave them a future.
I earned a master's degree in organizational leadership and the opportunity to serve others.
I earned a degree that helped me get promoted at a great company and become the first college graduate in my family.
I earned an engineering degree that taught me to succeed in technical roles and in life.
I got the chance to work for a professional sports team with a winning experience thanks to flexible online classes.
With personalized support to help you succeed, over 100 high-quality career-focused certificates and degrees in in-demand fields like business, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, cybersecurity, and more.
Indiana Tech doesn't just give you a degree, it gives you the opportunity of a lifetime. Learn more about what Indiana Tech can do for your future at online.indianatech.edu.
Registration for the next class session ends August 15th.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
We may be thousands of miles apart, but we can still connect. And when we do, we make things better. At Child Fund, we connect children all around the world with what they need to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Together, we co-create connections that help millions of children who live in poverty worldwide, and their families, and their communities, and you. Join us. Together, we can make the world a better place. 2 small worlds at a time. Visit childfund.org to learn more.
Thanks for listening to 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. We now rejoin the following program already in progress.
Fantastic. Has all the different physical attributes that you want out of somebody who's going to be rushing the passer at the NFL level. However, based on the production he had at Texas A&M, still some work to do in the actual football playing. And you need your coaching staff to be able to coach him up and get him to a spot where he is going to be a consistent pass rusher, at least for the next couple of seasons, hopefully, for the Bengals and their fans, next to Trey Hendrickson. They added Oren Burks from the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. Don't know if that really does anything for you in terms of linebackers. It's not a big splashy signing, as they're just trying to slowly but surely get better on that side of the football. It's a team that last year they got hot. And we've seen this so many times where a team, and they get off to slow starts. I mean, it's just what the Cincinnati Bengals do. But they got hot at the end of last season. Can they carry over what they did and be able to do that for an entire season? That's what seems unlikely to me. I mean, they had a game against the Broncos where they nearly had 500 yards of offense.
Incredible.
In week 17 last year. So, I mean, yes, this offense can get hot and they can play with the best of them, with what Joe Burrow brings to the table and their 2 talented wide receivers in this passing game. It can be phenomenal. But I don't know if that can carry you over 17 games. You need more out of this defense, which is why the Trey Hendrickson thing continues to loom large over this team. And they were a bad defensive unit with him last year, Lance. And now you're looking at potentially not having him unless they figure out what his contract is going to look like.
I want to add another layer to your point about how bad this defense was and how much stress was on Joe Burrow and company. So the Bengals had 6 games last season. And when you think about it, 6 out of 17, I mean, that's a high volume of games in which they lost by giving up 30 or more points. But here's the crazy part, Gabe. You look at the Washington game. They gave up 38. They scored 33 in that game. They lost to Baltimore in overtime. They scored 38 in that game. They lost another game to the Ravens. They scored 34. They lost to the Steelers. They scored 38. 4 of those 6 games in which they gave up 30, the offense put forth more than enough for them to at least have a chance to walk away with a W, which means if Trey Hendrickson doesn't put up the numbers that he did last season, even though the defense wasn't any good, who is going to pick up the slack? Now, Hendrickson, since he's returned, has had an opportunity to speak with reporters locally, and this is what he said about his status for week 1.
I'm always ready. You know, I think that's something that I take a lot of pride in, training hard in the offense and getting bigger, faster, stronger. I think I tell Jeff Hobbs the same thing every offseason when we've been here together the last 2 years. So how I train, I'm not worried about. If I'm going to be ready, I'm not worried about it. hopefully everything works out that we don't have to worry about anything like that.
Hendrickson is a polished veteran, so I don't think he's saying that for the sake to be heard. I think there's validity. He's been through enough off seasons, Gabe, that if he misses some of training camp, I don't think it's the end of the world. But nobody is guaranteed to play all 17 games, okay? Even the elite players. So you have to at least prepare for what happens if Hendrickson tweaks an ankle. Not that I wish injury upon anybody, or has a sore hamstring. Which means if you remove some of these key playmakers, or even a Geno Stone, one of their top safeties, and you have to go younger, or you have to go to an unproven talent, how do they pick up the slack? Is the answer just, well, don't worry, Joe Burrow will throw for another 300 yards and 2 touchdowns? If that's the philosophy for the Bengals, then I would say they stand no chance, even if they prove to be a competitive team this year.
Yeah, and the schedule's a little bit tougher this year, just based on the different divisions that they have to play. They've got to play the NFC North this year. They've got a stretch in that schedule. They start off at Cleveland against Jacksonville. Okay, seemed like 2 winnable games, but so did last year against the New England Patriots, and they lost week 1. But then they've got a stretch of Minnesota, Denver, Detroit, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh, all of which made the playoffs last year. They've got a 5-week stretch, with 3 of them being on the road against teams that were playoff teams a year ago. So even if those teams miss the playoffs this year, those are highly competitive teams that you're going to be going head-to-head against. It's a little bit of a